Hello, and welcome to High Rollers Dungeons and Dragons. Joining us for another episode of Dungeons and Dragons Fun, me, Dungeon Master Marshall Cumes. Joining me, we have these fine people.
Hey. I'm a fine person.
You're a fine person. Starting from this side, we have Rhiannon, Tom, Katie, Trot, and Kim. Joining us, we're back. We had last week off, just as a little bit of a break. But now we're back, ready for more Aerois fun times. Couple of things to talk about and announce before we jump into the game today. The first thing of which is we have two sponsors this week. Our recurring lovely sponsors at D&D Beyond. Those folks look after us very, very well. And then another recurring sponsor, World Anvil. Chris Trott, tell us about these things.
Wow, thank you, Mark. There's a lot to get through today. So... World Anvil has graciously sponsored us once again, and I've got a lot of cool things to show you, so buckle up. I'll try and get through it all quite quickly. Say you want to run a D&D 5th edition campaign using World Anvil. So what would that look like? Well, don't worry, because I'll show you. Here's my campaign. It's called Aerois.
I'm surprised you didn't call it Aerois.
So let me get through this, Tom. Aerois was in the running. I will give you that. So straight away, you can change the theme. So don't know if you know this, but there are themes all the way. What should we pick? Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, let's pick that one. Save changes. Oh, that looks just like D&D. Perfect. So what I've been doing is adding subscriber groups, okay? So what that means is I can let certain players see certain things in my world. Let's take a look at how a player sees my world, shall we? So I've got a different page up with them logged in. Oh,
it sounds like a kid's TV
let's go to the
presenter.
homepage. Pilok Pad Pilar's logged in.
That's me!
There we go, of Aerois. This is how they view the map. So let's look at the map. This is made by Ifrix, by the way. It's incredible. Thank you, Ifrix.
Oh my God.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Very cool.
they can see certain icons. They've got the airship crash site there, White Breeze River. But Pilok Pad Pilar is part of a special subscriber group, which means I've given him access to even more. So look, he can see more things. So he can see where Rose Hall is and Ironwick. Amazing. So what you can do is you can basically set it up so certain people can see certain things. Obviously, my map has way more. So I've got GM locations, so I can see where Dwellin Den is.
Way more.
I can see Palace Ruins, Ironwick. I can also see where all the portals are. I can see the influence of Starbane, all that sort of stuff. Really nice.
Remember, this is in Aerois, not in Aerois.
This is in Aerois, just so you know. So let's have a look at Rose Hall.
Stop showing
Let's go to Rose Hall. I've got a lot to get through. Rose Hall. Rose Hall's nice. So you've only recently gone here in Aerois.
150.
And it's a lovely place. There's 150 population. Based on the wiki, there's about 30 to something odd families there. So I times that by 3. They average 3 people. Anyway, fucking hell, I don't need to get into that. I've got so much more to talk about. So as you can tell here, there are visibility things that I can add in. Things are hidden until I choose to reveal them to the players. So on my little end, I'm going to literally click a little button, and then I ask my players to refresh the page. Oh, and there's the Brazen Heart. You just recently went into the town. You've discovered the Brazen Heart. But also there's a new feature. Well, not new, but there's a feature that's new to me, and it's called Secrets. Secrets! You can add secrets in the back end. Oh, unfortunately, Pilok Pad Pilar doesn't know about these secrets, but the GM does.
Loser.
Here's my stuff. So you can see, at the bottom there, Brookstone. The Brookstone family will bunch up the party, invite them over for dinner as attraction, and absolutely screw over the party. And that can be visible to certain subscriber groups. So imagine the flexibility of this sort of feature set. Say you've got rogues in the party, you could set up subscriber groups just for rogues and say, like, in this town, you know that there are certain places you can go and people you can speak to. It's a way for the players to basically look at this information at their own leisure. You don't need all of the GM to spend everyone's time telling that individual person about all the individual details about a rogue. They can look it up on their own. It can be quite organic. They can choose to bring up that information when they want, and it's all there on World Anvil. So that's a really cool feature, I thought.
Yeah,
chronicle your journey.
And the thing with World Anvil is these are just a couple of the features on there. It is a full campaign management tool It's like a full wiki built in as well. Go and check it out. It's a very in-depth, very detailed tool for managing a campaign. Like, if you're the type of person that gets caught up in like having too many notes everywhere and stuff like that, it's a really good way of organizing that information. And as Trot just showed off there, displaying it to your players as well.
Yeah.
Indeed, and that was just a very poor attempt at showing it off to you. But alas, check out World Anvil. You can do a better job than me, I'm sure. Secondly...
Is there a link in chat or anything, Trot?
There absolutely doesn't need to be, because it's such a simple URL. worldanvil.com.
There you go. Go there.
worldanvil.com. Thank you.
Check
it out. There's a link in chat. Thank you.
Thanks, Nigel.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got our wonderful, as always, D&D Beyond. Let me talk about D&D Beyond, because I'm not done. They've released a much-anticipated feature into alpha for subscribers. It's called Digital Dice.
Yeah!
Well,
yeah.
A much-anticipated feature. That's right. You can now roll 3D dice directly onto your character sheet. However, in order to truly understand and explain to you the importance of dice and why people love them so much, I feel like I have to embody a dice and what it's like to change the fate of a player.
Oh, for God's
No,
sake.
you don't have to do that.
So,
You don't have to.
hold on, I need to do my breathing.
No.
Did dice breathe? I don't know if dice breathe.
He has done too much.
Oh my God.
Mark!
Hello?
Mark,
Yeah.
can you hear me? Mark!
Can I what?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Chris.
Can you
yes.
hold out your hand? Mark!
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Hold on. Fuck, Mark. I'm a dice.
Yeah, I know you're a dice, mate. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like Pickle Rick all over again.
You turned him into a dice.
Throw me.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Throw me off
I've
the
ever
top
seen-
left corner.
Top left corner. Hang on, I'm really
Yeah.
bad with my right and left. You mean this corner?
That
This
corner,
corner.
the one you were pointing to. Top left.
This one.
Throw me.
This one.
Throw me. No, that's the other way.
It worked. It worked.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Here he goes onto the D&D Beyond. It doesn't spin. This
I'm
dice
dying.
is really garbage.
I'm dying.
There we go.
All right. Welcome to the D&D Beyond page. It's my character sheet, everybody. I'm a dice now. So over here, as you can see, if you go up to here, you can click on your name and turn on the alpha if you've got the subscription. And you'll notice that all of the buttons that you can roll dice on are now blue. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Let's roll a dice. Fireball.
Wow.
Woo!
Oh, I'm D20
Whoa,
Tron. You
look
can
at
click on
that.
these buttons.
Whoa!
Check it out.
Oh, come over here with me. You can also see down here. Hold on, let me down there. You can see a log of all the dice you've rolled, which is really useful. And this is obviously very, very alpha right now. There's going to be loads more features added, but it's really fun. Also, what if you just want to roll a load of dice? Then come over to this bit. Okay, nice. How about we roll, all right, 5 D20s, 4 D10s, a couple D100, and D6. You can do that. Whoa!
That's a lot of
And
dice.
it just puts all the rolls together.
Yeah.
Sweet.
200 exactly.
Whoa!
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to turn back now.
Oh, jeez, Trot. Oh, turn back,
Aw.
please. Funniest
Thank
shit I've
you.
ever seen.
Oh, there it is.
was
Funniest shit I've ever
amazing.
seen. Oh my
Well
I
done,
god.
think we
Trot.
peaked.
Kim's
I
just
think we
peaked.
peaked.
Yeah.
I
Kim's
think
done.
that's it. Cancel this show. We're peaked. That's it. We're never going to top it.
Obviously, D&D Beyond has a lot more to offer than just the dice, but that's the latest feature that you can check out.
That's pretty cool, though.
We use it all the time. It's super useful. Go and give D&D Beyond some love. We love them. And somebody
Apparently
please,
they love
please
us.
clip Trot turning into a dice, because that needs to be a Twitch clip. So
It already exists, I'm sure.
it exists. Very, very well done, Chris Trot. Very good. Thank you for showing
Thank you.
both
Yeah, good job,
D&D
man.
Beyond and World Anvil off. Go and check out both of those tools. If you want to play D&D, those are two very, very useful tools that will help you in your D&D games. So go and check those out. Couple more quick things. New merch. I'm wearing it. Kim's wearing it. I think. Who else? Anybody else? No. we got new shirts. This is the new Nova shirt, the Atlas Academy shirt. It's got some stuff on the back I can't show it to you. There's also a new Aerois shirt and a new High Rollers mug as well. Go check out our merch store. It's in the information down below. Fresh merch, High Rollers. We've got our Prime collection. You can use code High Rollers to get 10% off. Brand new merch. Go and get it. Get it while it's hot. These are limited. Once these are gone, once these new shirts are gone, the Atlas Academy and the one that Katie's got, once they're gone, they're gone. So get them now, or you're not going to get them. They're done. All right. Check those out, and the mugs will be around. Right? No, not quite. Not yet. There's one last thing I want to do, which is if you want to. A lot of people. I'm trying to post more Aerois stuff to my Patreon. If you want to get the Guardian race PDF, which I've updated. Rhiannon's now got the new version as well, so Sentry's slightly updated. You can go grab that on my Patreon as well. It's for $5 tiers. It's a full PDF that you can use if you want to play Guardian in your own games. So go and check that out.
Yeah,
and with that,
sure the character portrait is updated too, right?
It's definitely. Well, probably not. No, because her con's still 15. So never mind. But doesn't matter. Let's play some Dun-Duns and crack.
Let's do it.
Last time on Aerois, our party of heroes find themselves stranded in another world, Elysium. Warped there by accident after trying to seal a rift to the far realm. Elysium was once a good and angelic world that has now joined the Valkyrian Empire. Arriving in Ishtar City, a major settlement on the world, the group makes an unexpected ally and have 24 hours to escape before their identities are discovered. After exploring the city, the party head to the starport, a large floating ring above Ishtar that houses the many astral ships capable of traveling across astral space. They enter the Last Feather, a bar that serves the many captains who visit here. After meeting a cast of colorful characters, the group decide to hire the services of Captain Thalia Whisperwind, a Medusa, and her starship, the Twin Star Longbow. She gives them 8 hours to allow her to prep before they can leave and head back home towards Aerois. During this time, the group are contacted by the Wings of Ishtar, a small rebel cell that oppose the Valkyrian Empire. They visit an abandoned opera house and find the rebels hidden within, where their leader, a Solar called Elian, greets them. You had traveled down using some sort of platform to go deep beneath the surface level of the city, and are currently in a war room of sorts. There is a large table with parchments and maps, a few illusions projected to simulate various starships and planet bases and all sorts of kind of military targets. And around you see only a couple of figures. One appears to be a kind of angelic being, with these feathery wings and bright fiery eyes. Another appears to be a Asimar man dressed in fine robes. And then the one that commands your attention most of all is an extraordinarily beautiful man. He has half of his head shaved and the other half has long brown hair that's been somewhat partially braided. Very well built with glowing tattoos of geometric shapes up and down his arms and neck. A very large pair of folded angelic wings, and his eyes are glowing orbs of blue light. And you know this to be Elian as he has introduced himself to you. As he gestures to you all, welcome. I am led to believe that we have you to thank for these codes.
the teleportation circle aboard the Tassadar?
You do. It is us. We are... Well, how do we know we can trust you?
He does smile and just says, a very wise question. And one that is quite difficult to answer in a way. It is hard to tell if you can fully trust someone. I can only offer you that my service for eons has been to protect life. And now I seek to try and find a way to get many worlds, not just my own, out from underneath the heel of Callus. But also, trust is a two-way thing. You have given us these codes, but we have no way of verifying them, not until we use them. So I must ask you as well. I need to trust all of you, which is why I asked to meet with you. An opportunity for us both to know each other, to know our plans, to know our desires. And in your heads, one by one, you feel this man speak to you through your mind. It's a subtle, calming voice that speaks directly to you. What do you seek to gain from this? You hear in your mind.
And we can respond in our mind?
Yeah, you can respond. Yep. You can converse telepathically back.
Is that also with everyone else hearing?
No, this is individuals. You hear this as individual messages, one after the other. Unknown, not knowing that the others can hear the same message.
I'll let someone else go first.
Well, you don't know. You're like, this is, I mean, obviously out of character, you need to give each other a turn. Yes, in this context, yes.
Feel free. Quill.
I mean, you don't have to respond. You from this. What do you seek to gain from this?
Well, from this alliance, I guess.
Giving the codes probably is what is implied.
To strike a powerful blow against Callus Starbane and also to save Valor.
And is that a lie, Quillic Adkalar?
No, I mean, that's why we got the codes, right?
Is that a genuine truth? That is what Quill believes? Then that's fine. Nobody else hears Quill's answer, so the rest of you are just left with this question lingering in your minds. What do you seek to gain from this?
I want to free the Tassadar, the member of the Triumvirate, the Eternal Triumvirate, and why are you in my head? And Valor. There's a girl called Valor. Tiangong. What? It's just a big jumble of all those words.
Right, that's fine. Is any of it a lie?
No. Come on.
He just kind of like stares at you. You're hearing this voice in your mind, but you can just see this very intense, unearthly beautiful but chiseled and masculine, a soldier's face staring back at you. You can see the pulses, the tattoos on his arms and neck pulse ever so slightly. His wings are folded behind him. Yeah, he glows.
Not trust him, Quill. He's glowing. He has wings and he's glowing. Sorry. Carry on.
I mean, yeah.
Anybody else answer his telepathic question?
I just want safe passage back to Aerois to protect it and my friends.
Okay. And is that? I'm assuming that is the truth from Lucius as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Just wants to go home.
Go on, Sentry.
Sentry to say, to gain an ally, perhaps a feeling that this fight is not just ours alone, to restore a light that's already beginning to fade away.
Very good. And does Ayla respond at all?
She'd probably just say that she wants to go home. She just wants to get everyone back to Aerois. She doesn't really care about anything else as long as everyone gets back safe.
Okay. You see him a smile comes across his face. You are all very earnest, and you speak truths. A wise decision. Long have I had the ability to pierce through not only illusion, but through deceit. I will know if you are lying to me. My name is Elian, and for thousands of years I have fought for this universe, the multiverse. And now we find ourselves in a dark, dark time. He looks towards Sentry, a time when there is little light left in the world. But there are still some good things. And he walks up to you, Sentry, and he places a hand on your shoulder, and you see his eyes drift down to the glowing golden matrix. I had feared that Root had been lost long, long ago, and it relieves my heart immensely to know that the matrix could be passed on to a new guardian. Of you I have no doubt, warrior. If you have been chosen as the new Prime, then I know that you are truly an agent of goodness and of life, and I promise you that you have an ally in me, as Root once did.
Protecting the light is my oath, and I've sworn to protect it all my life. It's what I was made to do.
What is your name, Guardian?
Sentry, or Sentinel Prime.
A title fitting. A fitting title. Turns back, sees the rest of you. Kind of looks at Lucius and Ayla. It is no shame to just want to go home. I can tell that you are not. I know where you are from and how far you are from it. You have lived in a good world for many years. Had I the choice to go back there, so would I. But I hope that also that you would fight to protect that home, if there was a way to do so.
Yes.
Looks at Nova, smiles and nods. Looks at Nova. Yes. I'm afraid that the Eterna are something of a mystery to me. I know a little of them. But they came after my time, when I had exiled myself from the worlds and the universe. But I know that Tassadar is a powerful being, and I would much rather he be free than in the control of Callus. And you, strange being of a world I have yet to visit, he looks at Quill. I do not know who this Vala is, only a little of what Hadriel told me. But if she is innocent and you wish to save her, then I wish to give you that opportunity. And a decisive blow against the Valkyrian Empire, well, that can be assured. Provided we can complete, well, that a blow can be struck. If you have any questions, please, I welcome them. I know your time is perhaps short here, but I have been around for some time. I know much. I have my own questions for you, but it seems only fair I allow you to ask yours first.
Are you a target of Starbane currently? What forces would you bring with you?
I have The Wings of Ishtar are only a small group. Only a few angels committed to my cause and a few celestials. I am indeed a target. I have long been a thorn in Callus's side, even though we once fought together. He knows how strong I am. He knows that I am a match for him and some of his commanders. But he has numbers. He has an entire empire, and I have but 5 other individuals and a few scattered more across the multiverse. My forces are limited. Very limited. Which is why I have a plan to use the codes that you have suggested. The best way I can think of using them. But it will require aid. Aid from perhaps the ones who gave it to me. And he looks at all of you. But if you expect an army to overtake the Tassadar itself, I'm afraid that is not something I nor many others can provide. These forces, the resistance forces, we are scattered across many different worlds, and we are small in number. Most people find the Empire to be safe, to be easier.
Do you know if there's a resistance in Ganas?
No. I'm afraid not. I'm afraid that if you are from Aerois, then you have been shielded from what has befallen for, well, the rest of your people. Ganas is firmly a staunch defender of the Valkyrian Empire.
Oh.
The Ganassi and the other elemental planes are all firmly within the Empire's grip. You will find very few allies there, if any at all.
These guys have the codes already, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay. What else do you need from us? Exactly.
Your assistance in completing this mission. In retrieving the Tassadar, well, the Eterna that lies at its power source. In rescuing your friend and securing data that would be invaluable to the resistance that is out there, that will help form a plan, as well as information about your world, about Aerois. We have not heard... I've heard myths, stories about it, but most beings are unaware of its full existence. To know the state of your planet, to know what forces you have, to know what Siaska intends, what her plan is, those would be invaluable to us.
They would be invaluable to Starbane too.
Yes,
Are you aware that Siaska is no longer with us? Kind of?
Perhaps. I think perhaps you misunderstand the nature of divinity, Ganassi. It is not possible for Siaska to have been killed. That is not possible.
Are you aware of the cradle?
No. Is this something upon your planet? You must remember that your planet, none of us know of it. None of us know of its situation or its inhabitants.
Okay,
only
question
in rumor.
one. Why? Why is that? Is that a callous thing, propaganda machine, or is that because of what happened during the war and Siaska's actions?
It is... Any information about it has been destroyed, eliminated, removed from public record, but also Callus only took his most trusted soldiers to this war. We knew that he had made plans to attack a planet on the far edges of the multiverse, but its name was never mentioned, its purpose was never mentioned. He took only his loyalist fighters and soldiers with him. Those of us who had any doubts were left behind, and information is controlled by the Valkyrian Empire. What little I have is what we can gather from our own scouting. But Callus controls the gates between realms. He has ships that patrol the slipstreams, the slip spaces. We are limited in what we can do. We are separated. Yes, my young friend. And he gestures to Lucius. You confused me with something you mentioned earlier, but please, continue.
You'll forgive my hesitancy, but we're on a new planet. We've been transported here against our will, and it's truly got Starbane's stranglehold. So,
yes.
To say that there is a resistance in such a locked down city has me cautious. So, like you, asking us for the truth and knowing that we can't lie, we don't have such ability. So, I'm trying to be cautious for our safety. And knowing that the information that we have on Aerois, which is crucial to its survival, doesn't go directly to him.
Such concerns are often born from pain. I'm sorry for whatever has caused you to become... to have these doubts. I am afraid that I do not know how to assure you. I am a being that was not born, but rather created from a certain essence. The thought of me being deceptive is something that I am struggling to comprehend a being could believe about me. I am a Solar. I was one of the 12 original protectors of this planet. And my protection continues to this day. I can only offer you my word that you can trust me.
You used to fight alongside Starbane. Why do you fight against him now?
You must remember that thousands of years ago, Callus was a warrior. He was a warrior that protected life. He fought against Hadar. He fought alongside Siaska, your own creator. She fought alongside him. She loved him. They loved each other. It was a blessing to see them work together. Their love was incredibly pure, and to see it was a blessing upon any being. They fought against the Crimson Star. They saved planets. They saved cities. But over years, he began to change. His heart became colder. His will stronger. And I saw them drift apart. And it was a final thing that broke Callus's trust with many of us. And he kind of glances in Ayla's direction, and his eyes linger for a moment on a small scrap of cloth at her waist. At Alfheim, things changed. When I saw what Callus did, when I learned of what he intended, I knew that my place was no longer alongside him, much as Siaska did.
What happened to Alfheim? We've seen the museum here, but it's obviously lies. I only recently found out that Alfheim existed, thanks to Root Prime.
Your existence is a strange one I have some theories about. Alfheim was... Most of the knowledge of Alfheim is lost. Callus has done... Well, Zarkira has done well to mask the true events. If it had not been for Siaska, I doubt even I would have known the truth, but she told me before she fled. Callus took something, or had planned to take something. He took it, a device, a relic, a powerful one that was at the heart of the planet, that had given it life, that had given its people magic and power. He took it, and without it the world crumbled. Callus told the elves of Alfheim that this was the work of Hadar. He rallied them to his cause, he invited them aboard his starships, and he took their magic, the knowledge of the seeds of rebirth, a powerful magic ritual that the elves here knew, that allowed them to instill their memories and knowledge into new life. He recruited them into his armies, he spirited them away on his ships. But the thing that he took, Siaska stole. I do not know its nature, I do not know where she took it. I can only assume to your planet of Aerois is my best guess. And that was the last we ever saw of her. They claim that she died, but I knew that was not true. I felt her message in my mind as she fled. Your people are, some still exist. They are creations, replications of the original elves of Alfheim. Their bodies are made new, but memories, the knowledge of how to fight, of how to control magic, is instilled into them. It makes them stronger, it makes them quicker, faster, better in combat. Many of them still serve in Callus's forces, but there were breakaway groups, clans that fled, that joined other nations. Sadly, most of those were destroyed.
That's a lot of information about a lot of the...
I have no reason. If you have more, of course. Of course. I can offer you anything. It is information and knowledge.
I haven't found anyone else that has the same powers that I do, that can fight the same way that I do.
Powers, you say?
I'll let my hands crackle lightning a little bit.
Ah. Yes. Your people. You know Siaska is a divine, yes? Kind of looks at you curiously, not sure if that's the case. A goddess, a true goddess, a power of divinity. Well, she is not the only. There were ones who came before, the ones who sealed Hadar away, and many more besides. The elves of Alfheim worshipped a pantheon of them, and that pantheon of divines bestowed upon their people gifts. Yours must have come from such a being.
Do you know anything about those beings?
I was young when Siaska was brought into this realm. I was young then, and when you have lived for thousands of years, memories become ethereal, difficult to grasp. I know that there was several of them. The power of a storm belonged to one, a man, a divine man, great warrior. But my memory of him is fragmented at best. And he would have passed back into the Genesis realm, like many of the first divines did when they felt that their work was done. He is no longer a part of our multiverse, I'm afraid.
What's the multiverse?
Multiverse is our realm, not just our planes, but the encapsulation of all the realms. The inner, the outer, the far realms, the beyond. It is a multiverse, different planes and planets combined together. Demi-planes, demi-dimensions. It is what we call the collective group of all of our life in this world, in these worlds.
Right. Thank you.
Of course. I hope that perhaps, as being open with this information I can, that perhaps you can see I have no intention to deceive.
Sentry?
Well...
Anything you want to add?
Do you always plan to remain here on Elysium?
It is my desire that I would love to fight. But there was a time when I was a very reckless warrior, a time when fighting nearly led me astray, and so I am reluctant to go back to war. But I wish to protect what life there is. I take no joy in killing anyone, even members of the Valkyrian Empire. Life is precious. If I could truly grasp what I wish, it would be to resolve this in a way that does not end in death. In a way that I could return Callus to the man that he once was, to turn his empire to the benefit of all worlds. Sadly, that is not the case. Even Callus himself, he has grown different. His empire has changed over the last 500, 1,000 years. He has become distant. He rules, but like a shadow that looms over everything. Zarkira and his other commanders have taken far greater control, and I fear that their influence has grown much stronger. I wish only that we could return to the galaxy, the multiverse as it once was. A place of peace and prosperity for all. But that was before Hadar. Before Callus's madness took him.
I mean, I think the greater problem here is, we can deal with Callus, but then there's still Hadar to deal with, and if even Callus can't deal with Hadar with his multitudes of universes and galactic control and ships and empire, bleh.
Yes. This is why Siaska must return to the multiverse. Siaska is a true divine. She would find a way. I have faith.
Can I just tell him, like, Callus already knows this stuff, right? That's why Callus is attacking Aerois right now.
I think we need...
I can at least tell him the legend, right?
Yeah.
So... I mean, Callus knows that... Come on, Callus knows this stuff.
I'd say tell him if it helps him. If it's another way of him to gain for him to gain our trust, if we can, at least he's told us valuable information that he knows. This is something that we know that he doesn't.
Yes. Lucius,
you do
Ayla?
you, Nova. If you think it's best, if you think you know better than me, you're smarter. So if you can read this and you trust him, then go ahead.
Ayla's probably too deep in thought about everything she's just heard to kind of contribute, to be honest.
Well, okay. I'll just do the legends, right? Everyone knows the legends, apart from people who aren't on Aerois, because Aerois apparently is just sequestered into some small corner of the universe that nobody knows about. Hi. Me. Yeah. Siaska. Well, she's not dead. She's just, we're not sure. In the legends, growing up in Aerois, we're told of the Dark War that happened when Callus came to attack Aerois, and gods and mortals alike rose up against the Court of Shadows, which I believe is called the Remnant now, right? And there was a 90-year war, and at the end of this, there was a large assault by Callus, and Siaska used her divine power to banish him from Aerois and create this thing called the Cradle, which protects Aerois from him. So, by all means and purposes, in terms of the legend, she's dead. But, well, I think we can all agree she's not quite dead. There is still something of her in the planet, right?
He has a physical presence. It's just very high in the sky.
And deep within the core.
You are... Your knowledge of your world is based on your history that you have learned. I sense no lies in what you have told me, but it is from a perspective. It is your perspective. But I knew Siaska, and I knew the divinities. She is not gone, nor is her being so dispersed that she cannot return. If she did this, if she created this barrier, it is made of her very essence. But she can return from this. It would require something. There is something that prevents Siaska from reforming herself back into the goddess she was. I cannot answer that question. Only you would be able to discover this matter. But I can assure you that Siaska's energy, if it exists in this cradle, then she can still return to the world. There is very few powers. The hungering star himself is the only thing I know that can truly, truly destroy a divine. Yes, young man.
With hair cast in doubt. When was the last time you spoke with Starbane?
It would have been after Alfheim, perhaps 1,000 years ago.
And you've been on this planet of Starbane, forming a resistance for how long?
Not as long. After Alfheim, I put myself into exile for hundreds of years. I was ashamed. I was afraid. I returned in the last... It is difficult, you understand. Sometimes, for a being like myself, days seem like seconds. Centuries can turn into minutes. I believe 200, 300 years ago I returned to Ishtar in secret to try and gather allies, to do what little I can to help people, not necessarily here, but elsewhere.
So you've not been in
through leadership.
You were not with or have been in his presence since Siaska is now a cradle?
No.
And thus the lies and the propaganda he puts on Elysium is not something you could easily see through as someone that can see through lies?
It is, I can see through it. Many planetars can see through a lie, but the power of a lie can sometimes be in that not just it exists, but through how many people can believe it. A lie can often offer someone hope. It can offer somebody safety. People choose to believe that. If a man tells you that a piece of bread is safe to eat and you are starving, you will eat the bread. It does not matter if it is poisoned if you are starving anyway. Most people would choose to believe the lie in order to satiate their hunger, correct? Sometimes knowing the truth has no power over a lie. Many planetars and angels here on Elysium and elsewhere in the Empire, they will know a lie if they hear one. But to have a history rewritten, the propaganda to the scale that Zarkira has enabled, that is a different thing. Even an angel cannot stand against a planet of people who genuinely wish to believe in something.
I mean, it would be an insult to the game if I don't insight check, right? Like, let's just bury it and let's just do the insight check.
I mean, an insight check isn't a lie detector, but sure.
No, I know, but like, it needs to be done. 17.
Sure. 17. I mean, this seems like a being of pure goodness. He seems so genuine. It's like he radiates just comfort and belief, and it's everything about him, like his body language, the way that he is conveying this information. Like, Quill just wouldn't have any doubts that this guy is legit. Like, is that insight? You're just like I trust this guy. Like, yeah.
Can I just say, it's really funny that we've been playing Aerois for like coming up to 2 years now, and we won't inside check all the people who've Brookstoned us, but the one inside check we do is on the divine angel creation.
That's what I mean. Like, we need to do more insight checks, and I'm just
saying,
I'll be the guy.
Sure.
And can I say
if you've got Zone of Truth and you want to cast Zone of Truth, Quillic Adkalar, you fucking go for it.
I don't have it prepared, but I will say to him, I am not the captain of this storm chaser. The crew around me, Lucius is the captain, but I think I speak for everyone when I say I recognize a powerful ally. We've been burned and scarred and hurt by mistrust and traitors and lies for far too long, and it clouds our vision. You've given us a lot of information, and I hope we can return the favor. And I'll walk up to him and like hold out a hand. We want the same thing as you, to bring peace to this multiverse, I suppose. And if we can bring back Siaska, then that's all we can hope for.
He smiles. And he's so tall, he has to kind of go to one knee to kind of bring himself eye level to you, Quill. But he offers this huge kind of tattooed palm, and he takes your hand in both of them, and he kind of holds it extremely genuinely, and you feel this kind of warmth radiate off him. He's just like, I assure you, we are allies, and you can trust me. And that if I can help bring peace to our multiverse, I will. There are some Solars out there who are not like me. They are blinded by their hate for Hadar. They are battle zealous. I was once like them, but I have changed. After much reflection. There is only so much I can do. But I believe that with your sigils for the Tassadar, there is a plan that we can deliver a strong blow against Callus's engine of war. We can rescue your friend and take information that may help us, well, bring peace. But there are other things as well. If you wish, and he points at Ayla, I will tell you all I know of Alfheim. I know a little of your culture and your people. I'm happy to share it. He looks at Nova. And you see his eyes pulse, Nova. I know that you suffer a great affliction, Ganassi. He gestures to your hand. I can sense its presence. Its undead nature. I have a friend who can help. She can heal it.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes, please. Please.
He nods, and then he moves towards Lucius. And again, he kind of takes a knee, and he looks. It is right to not trust all that you hear. You care for your people. You care for your friends. You care for your world. These are only things that I can commend you on. You do not have to trust me, and I do not ask of it. I just hope that you will do the best that you can for your people and your world. And if you are willing...
And I was going to anyway.
I'm sure you were. And he just smiles, and it's not a sarcastic, I'm sure you were. It's a, no, he genuinely believes that you would do everything you could, and he's just like, I know. Like, he just smiles. Now, he gestures to the table. A plan, then. I have only limited forces, but there are 3 objectives if we are to infiltrate the Tassadar. We will not be able to send a large force. The nature of these ships is that I doubt that we can send more than 10 individuals at best. This will need to be a stealth strike mission. We need to infiltrate the Tassadar and achieve 3 different objectives. The primary of which, to locate and rescue the Eterna that powers it. Once the Eterna is removed from the ship will lose its power. It will not be able to function. No weapons, no shields, no ability to do anything that could harm anyone else. It will remove one of Callus's most prominent warships from his arsenal. Second objective, your friend Vala. Hadriel mentioned that she was special. What nature? Why is she a prisoner aboard this ship? Why was she taken?
She is not the prisoner, as such. She is Starbane's daughter.
Strange. He does not have lovers or concubines. He keeps little counsel.
I was just wondering about something you said about the seeds of rebirth that he took from Alfheim.
Yes.
We learnt that he learnt some ritual with Siaska to create life. I wonder if the seeds of rebirth were part of that.
No, they are a different thing altogether. The seeds of rebirth, perhaps... There is a spell which replicates a similar effect. You are able to create a new body for an existing person. They are almost an exact replica. They are a perfect replica of the person they were before. A clone, we call them. The seeds of rebirth are similar, but the person is not an exact replica of the person they were before. They have a new personality. They have their own beliefs, their dreams, ambitions, but they retain some of the memories, some of the skills of the person that came before. This, I believe, is how the elves of Alfheim continue to exist in our world. They do not procreate in the way that perhaps humans or perhaps Ganassi do. Instead, they recreate themselves in new versions, new forms, building upon themselves each time. But if what you are saying is true and Siaska taught Callus this ritual, that is something different. That means that your friend Vala is not just a prisoner or just Callus's daughter. She is a demigod. She has a spark of divinity within her given by Siaska herself. Rescuing her must be a priority. We must make sure that Callus does not influence her.
That's been our goal for a very long time. It's just the Tassadar, you know?
Yes.
The good news is, though, is that she really likes us, so,
I'm glad.
She likes daggers.
In addition to both of these necessary objectives, then, the last would be to obtain information from a system that Callus uses, the ILM. Oh, the IMD. Sorry, not ILM. IMD, the Illusory Message Database. This is a record of all of the messages, the information that the Empire shares amongst itself. It contains plans, missions, operations that Callus is conducting. This will give us an edge. This will let us know what he intends to do with worlds, where his fleets are moving. It would give us a very strategic and tactical advantage. To do this, I suggest that 9 of us travel to the Tassadar. 4, including myself, and the 5 of you, split into 3 teams. Once we are aboard the Tassadar, we will have very limited time before we are discovered. That means we must achieve all of these objectives as quickly as possible, and that means we must split our forces to achieve them simultaneously. Then we return, we transport ourselves away, and escape before their full forces can be mustered against us. There are some things we could do to aid in this. There are precautions, planning, preparations we can make that will make this easier. First of all, a detailed map of the Tassadar, precise locations of its systems and rooms that we will need to access. This will need to be acquired from a Valkyrian archive somewhere. We also require Valkyrian uniforms and signets tied to the Tassadar. These cannot just be acquired anywhere. They will need to come from one of the Imperial Magitech foundries that make them. Lastly, any supplies that we can gather, such as ways to get past magical defenses, walls of forces, arcane eyes, these sort of things. Supplies like scrolls, potions, anything we can acquire would be useful. My team can handle one of these missions. We can secure one of them, but my reach is limited. It's not to say that we cannot do the mission without them. It will, however, make it considerably easier if we do.
Right. We'll get thinking on which one we're best at.
Yes. This will also take some time. I imagine that your time here on Elysium is limited, and that this is not something we can do immediately. So, allow me to give you this, perhaps as a symbol of my trust to you. And he offers a small, silvery rod. This is a focus rod. If a spellcaster can conjure the spell to transport you across planes, this will bring you to our hidden base for the Wings of Ishtar. This is just a temporary office. This will bring you directly to our headquarters.
Oh.
Where is that located?
It is deep within the city itself. I would not say more, just for in case there are any concerns, but this will take you there directly.
So, forgive me, detailed map of Tassadar, Starbane uniforms, and what was the last
signets. One again? The uniforms are supplementary. It is the signets. These are special devices, emblems, rings that are carried by officers of the Valkyrian Empire. They allow you to access things like doors, systems, allow you to override elements. We will need some, at least.
Have one.
Any magic you have to discard, not for the Tassadar, I imagine. Right. Each station or ship has its own signatures that you will need. Okay. Any magic you have to conceal yourselves, to disguise yourselves, will also be useful, but do not rule the fact that we may need to fight our way out once we are discovered. I imagine that it will... Any of these preparations will help us buy time. They will limit the amount of forces we will need to fight, but be prepared.
Wouldn't anywhere we return to be a target for Starbane? He'd surely be able to track us after we leave.
No. The teleportation circles do not work that way. It is very difficult to track somebody once they use a teleportation circle, unless you know the signals that they have used to travel.
Okay.
I have a specialist in my team. They are adept at teleportation and planar magic. I believe that we will be able to escape undetected.
It's not Piri, is it?
It is not Piri, no.
Okay.
We haven't got long left on Elysium. Where do you suggest we go?
I'm afraid that I do not have such intelligence, but these kind of facilities are scattered across the multiverse. If you are traveling back to your world, I imagine that you will need to take some sort of astral ship to get there. You may discover one along the way, or perhaps if you speak with captains of these ships, they may know of facilities such as these. You may be able to use one for the time being. If not, right. I will do my best to try and research one, and I can send you that information once I have it. But it will be difficult to find.
How can we coordinate with you once we find these things? What?
One of my companions can contact others whilst they are sleeping through a spell called Dream. I will be able to send you that information via that method. If you have anyone who can use message to perform the sending spell, now that we have met, we should be able to converse via that means as well.
I can do Dream as well, but Quill can do the sending.
Mm-hmm. Then I recommend that you will try and contact my conjuration specialist. I myself do not need sleep, as do many of the angels within my employ. But Tuvor, my ASMR, you will be able to contact him.
Who's more?
Tuvor.
Tuvor?
Tuvor. Very good.
I'm just thinking of Star Trek here.
Yeah, I know.
Torman.
Did you do? Is that legit? Is that legit? Oh my god! Did you do it legit?
I wrote the name and then I was like, it's kind of like Tuvok, lol.
Yay!
But I wrote the name anyway. I know who Tuvok is.
He said Tuvok.
Yes.
Sorry.
This will be a danger, but I do not have the forces to complete it by myself. But it would be a great blow against the Valkyrian Empire, and it would send a message. It will perhaps inspire others to join us. But also, work with your world. Aerois is a mystery to the universe, and as far as we know, it is free from Callus's propaganda, from his lies. Yours may be the last planet still free against his reign.
I wonder if that's for good reason, why it's secret, why it's protected. That's why I'm reluctant to tell people about it.
You do not need to tell more than me. I mean people on your world. Rally your world against it. If you can find a way, search. I'm sorry, I do not know exactly the nature of your planet, but there must be some who know of more about Siaska, that may know of a way that you could restore her to life. Speak to your leaders of your worlds. Rally them. This is a threat. Callus, he will not wait forever. He will not simply allow your planet to go unconquered. It is only a matter of time before he brings his force to bear.
He already has forces on the ground, and the gateways have been opened. It's only a matter of time. But we'll do what we can.
That is harrowing news. You must hurry.
Out of character? Want to teleport us back home? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can ask him in character if you really want.
Wait, come with us, boo-boo.
Is an astral spaceship the best course of action? And is our time helping Tassadar too much of a distraction? Considering that now that you know this information and how time is crucial.
Your friend, your Valor, if she is truly a daughter of Siaska and Callus, then yes. Yes, she could perhaps be a key to all of this. But not only that, the Tassadar as a warship is a formidable enemy. You would be robbing your foe of a great weapon to use against you. And gaining an ally. If the Eterna inside is as powerful as is to be believed, you would need their help. That is your choice to make, not mine, though. If you do not believe that this mission is essential, then that is your decision, and I leave you to it, and I trust in your judgment. In regards to returning home, I'm afraid that is not something that anyone will be able to easily help with. As your world has been secreted away none know the way to return to it. To shift to a world, you must have a connection, a device that will attune you to that world and allow you to shift there. Teleportation magic alone will not be enough, not without specially designed teleportation circles. I'm afraid that you will need an astral ship to return home, as far as I know. There may perhaps be other ways, but they are beyond my ken.
Okay.
Before you leave, allow me to assist your friend. What was your name, Ganassi?
Hi. I'm Nova V'ger. Hi.
He offers a hand, this giant palm stretched out before you. Come with me.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. I'll give you my nice hand, not my bad one. Thanks.
He very gently kind of holds it, and you feel this radiant warmth, and he leads you out of the room you've been in, down a short stone corridor, into this beautiful indoor garden. It's kind of like a little, not quite a greenhouse, but there are all sorts of weird, strange fauna and flora. You can see there are these little fuzzy, half rabbit, half fox creatures kind of scuttering around. And at the center of it is a woman. She has feathered wings like Elian does, but they're rainbows. The feathers are each a different color, and they create this kind of resplendent rainbow effect of these wings. You can see she's got very dark skin with kind of golden hair spilling around her face. And her eyes are like a serpent's, however. They're like a snake's eyes. And he kind of leads you to her, and she kind of turns around with a bright smile. This is Yaressa. She is a coatl, and she will have the ability to mend that which has been taken from you. And he turns, Yaressa, would you aid this one?
Of course, Elian. I would be most honored to help. Greetings, little Ganassi. What is your name?
You're beautiful.
You are very kind.
My name is Nova V'ger, Miss, ma'am. Oh my gosh.
Greetings, Nova. Come.
And she takes you and leads you to a chair, and she sees the metal gauntlet.
Yes, I can sense what has been taken from you. This is dark magic. Very powerful. Is it alright if I remove the gauntlet?
Yeah, just don't touch it. I don't really know quite what it does at the moment if you touch it.
Ah, yes.
She very delicately removes the metal gauntlet and displays this, and it's gotten worse since you put the gauntlet on, right? Like, the flesh has turned completely black around the arm, these dark veins stretch up into your bicep, and it's just this skeletal hand that's left. She looks at it, and there's tears like form up in her eyes, and she looks at you quite sadly, just like,
a tragedy. You will lose the sensation for a while. Whatever magic this arm possesses will be lost, but you will feel whole again.
She kind of nods, and she begins weaving her hands over it as she casts a spell. She casts Greater Restoration, and you watch as the black veins begin to recede, and the flesh turns back to the kind of pale blue of your skin, and it begins forming muscle. And you don't feel any of this, it's like completely numb. It begins to form muscle and stretch, and the skin begins to envelop over it again as your fingers reform. And after a few, perhaps 30, 40 seconds, your hand is completely remade. Numb. You can't move your fingers and touch stuff, but you can feel its back, and she kind of strokes her hands up and down it. And when she touches you, it's almost like her skin is like got a feathery feel to it. It doesn't feel like human hands that are brushing alongside you. And she's just like, there, made whole once more. You can remove the hit point reduction that you took from the thing.
What?
Yeah. It's what Greater Restoration does. It restores the hit point reduction, which was the effect.
Remind myself what it is, but sure.
I also need to remind myself. Yeah, you can find it.
I read it.
She stretches her hands whilst this is being done. And yeah, the necro hand is no more.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I can write with two hands again.
She just smiles
with 2 hands.
Whilst this is happening with Nova, is there anything the rest of you guys want to just quickly chat about or ask or do or?
We didn't see any of that, right? That was taking. She was taking away.
You could have followed. There was nobody stopping you from if Lucius was worried, he could have followed.
I think I would have seen it from a distance, allowed the surgery to take place, but kind of sat back and just enjoyed watching Nova get better and kind of well up a little bit, and then look back at Quill, and then his arm, and then look back at Nova again.
I'm just gonna be jumping around everywhere, and I'm probably gonna jump hug Lucius and anyone who's in here. You're getting a jump hug.
So it's back. Your arm.
No, I don't have Greater Restoration. No.
It's a 5th level spell, I believe.
Yes, so I don't have it.
And also, when you do it, you have to. When you do it, you have to pay money to do it. She doesn't, because it's an innate spell for her. So
yeah.
This is amazing! I'm in space and I have my hand back and I know where Ganas is! Oh my gosh!
This is useful.
Anything from anyone else?
I would probably ask to learn more about the culture and anything that I can learn about Alfheim while that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of smiles and is like, of course. My knowledge is limited. I spent some time there during the better days. They are strong people, a warrior people. They were competitive. They would fight for land and for titles, for love, for self-expression. Fighting was born into the elves of Alfheim. But not just fighting. There was an art to it. This cloth that you carry. There was an art in creating it. Each clan, I believe they were called, would choose their colors that represented what they stood for, what gave them the most purpose in their lives. And they would weave it, they would design it and color it, and it would become their emblem. This process was greatly respected. The weaving of cloth, of dyeing of colors, it was not seen as a luxury, but a necessity. To be as respected as skill with sword or bow or axe or hammer. They were a people who enjoyed life. They laughed loud. They drank deep. They sang. They danced. They loved as deeply as they hated. Rivalries were common. And I'm not surprised that when Callus spoke to them of glory in battle, when he told them of an enemy that very few could defeat, it inspired something in them, I believe. It appealed to this warrior nature within themselves. And with their divines gone, I think he fulfilled a purpose that they had been missing. Your people were always religious. They had had a deep connection to their pantheon, to their gods. And when they left, I think they took part of their soul with them. Callus gave them something to believe in again. They gave them a fight, a just worthy cause, a great enemy. And many of them joined. But I can only assume that some of them went to Aerois and perhaps found something new to believe in. A new cause to fight for. A new home to defend. I'm afraid I don't know much more than that, but that is what I can offer. If you ever have an opportunity to speak with Siaska herself, she would be able to offer you more information about the Divines. She would know them far better than I, for she is of them.
I already feel like I am the one Alfheim descendant that actually knows something about that planet. I didn't even know it existed until recently, so I guess I consider myself lucky that I have a new home.
Home is a funny thing. Elysium was not where I was born or created. I was created in Celestia, but there was something about this realm that drew me to it. The way its people lived their lives. The way that they fought, the way that they laughed. Home is not where you were born. It is not where you are created. Home is where you can find happiness. I'm glad that you have found one such place. He smiles.
Apparently, right now, it's the deck of an airship that we can't get back to. So, I'm gonna keep fighting.
Kind of
for
like
that.
places a hand on your shoulder. Have faith. Not in gods or in beings of power, but in yourself and in your allies. Looking at the group of you, he looks sort of like around. I have a good feeling that you will find your way back in short time. Anything from anyone else?
Nova's just whooping and hollering. By the way, it was 13 HP. 13. I've got it written there. 13.
There you go. And it is restored back. So you may increase your maximum by 13. And it heals
I'm
back.
up to 92.
Wow.
Yay!
Nice.
Blimey.
Nothing. Sentry Quill.
I'm just trying to come up with plans on how to get stuff back. I think most of it is going to be like talk to Captain Thadia.
Yeah.
Sure.
She might know.
I think we should go.
Anything from
there
Sentry?
next.
I think Sentry would be probably like watching Ayla have the conversation with Zelion, and then when she knows that they're finished, she'll put a hand on Ayla's shoulder and just say, "After all this, I'll get you a drink." That's we've had a lot to deal with.
You too. I think we could all do it with a drink right now.
I think at this point, Nova's just going to run up to the both of them and throw herself on them and be like, "Look at my hand! Look at my hand!" And try and rub it on their faces, but it's a bit numb and floppy, so...
Yeah, it's like...
It's like dentist hand.
I like it a lot better than the black hand, I'll be honest. The dead hand was a bit...
It was horrible!
Hey Nova! High five!
High five! Wobbly
five.
high five.
I really just wanted
Like
to
a
see
slap.
you try and do it with a really numb hand. I'm not gonna lie, that was really funny.
We can do anything! And that's just going to be ad infinitum for like the next 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, Zelian will basically bid you goodbye and say, when you are ready, contact me and find us. But you will always have an ally here. The wings of Ishtar will stand by the people of Aerois, as and when we can.
Okay.
And
Yep.
with that, you can leave and head back, I'm guessing, towards the spaceport. The starport, I should say, not space. It's not called space.
Towards
It's astral space.
Thadia, see what she can give us for this info.
Thalia.
And figure
yeah,
out
sure.
what they can do. Thadia, yeah. And then see what they can do. One of the 3 jobs they could take instead. Because they can take
Maybe.
the hard one.
I mean, yeah, you'll probably need to pay them to do that because you're paying for a ride back home, not
Oh, no, I
service
mean,
them to do stuff.
Didn't Zelian say?
Oh,
Oh,
there's
yeah, as in like
3
Zelian. Yeah, they
objectives.
can take.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's more like 2 objectives, and then the third one is gather up whatever magic shit you can, like potions and scrolls and wands. In the vein of like, there's going to be magical defenses you're going to need to get by, so things like dispel magic and invisibility are going to be very useful. So it's really 2 jobs. So whichever one you guys want to do, they'll do the other one. Is basically the premise.
Cool.
Which one sounds least deadly? Oh god,
I
no,
leave that
both
to you
of them
guys.
do.
Well, it's time for a break. We're going to take a break, and then when we get back, you
Yeah.
guys will arrive at the spaceport.
I we so bad.
Finally get all the way out of Elysium. Get all the way out of here. Get home.
Finally, I've been here.
Cool, we're
one
going to take a break.
episode.
We're going to
yeah.
play some ads. Yeah, it's been 1 episode, guys. 2 episodes, technically. We're going to play some ads and hopefully read out some messages from you guys.
Yes,
I'll
do that.
I really need to get the reader up because I can't do it. So,
I can do it.
yeah.
I
Alright.
can do
Oh.
yogs.
Yeah. Well, if Tom does, do you need a wee desperately, Tom?
I can wait.
All right. So if you do yours,
Oh wait,
and then
I've just gone.
Nice.
Right. So.
Yeah, everyone, go on, take your break.
It's Brian Banana, has donated with first-time dono, and I just wanted to tell you how much you changed my life and keep me going. So much love for all of you Wonder Humans. Wonder Humans, amazing. And another donation from It's Brian Banana, second dono ever, so I thought I'd make an episode prediction. Sentry will try to sneak, but she's dummy armored, and the clank, clank, clank of her armor will alert Starbane. I don't think we're heading there just yet. This raid is level locked. We have to do this a little bit later. We have to grind a bit. Lord Exions?
Fuck's sake.
First time viewer. Birthday was 2 days ago. Happy birthday. So here is some cash. Katie, say I'm a delight. Someone do a Scottish accent and pretend it's Katie.
No. She'll be mad.
Okay. Trot, I need some Lucius Daddy issues talk. Mark, we love you. Ree, give us a good old salute. I'm sure she will. Kim, hurry up and join Starbane. We know you want to. And Tom, heal! No one's injured. No one's injured yet. Frank the NPC. Episode prediction. The sloths become space pirates. Need I say more? I think that's what we're about to do. Jenny Clare. Hey, rollers. I hope that nobody dies this time. Looking at you, Tom and Ree. Is it possible? Possibly? Maybe? Things can happen? I'm binging Lightfall right now, and it seems like Trell is about to get the mask. They just got to the weird time bubble. Love you guys. I don't know when that is. I don't know.
That was before I joined. I don't give a shit.
That was before me. Think I watched this shit? Mad Larkin with a quarter hundo. I started playing D&D because of High Rollers. It has been a pleasure to watch the fun and hijinks over the years. Also, Trot, use Quicken spell more. It has so many uses. Disengage plus highest level spell, bonus action, bonus spell plus cantrip, and more.
It's okay.
Sure. That sounds pretty cool. And Natalie Hawthorne with a 2 hundo. A double hundo. Hello, Rollers. I came to the realization recently that High Rollers is one of my special interests in the autistic sense, and now that I have a little bit of savings to do so, I thought it only right to pay back the show that's given me so much joy. Well, thank you very much, Natalie Hawthorne. That's amazing. Thank you
That's
so
crazy.
much. I'm glad we're giving you so much joy. And finally, Nightjar. Well, finally, unless I refresh, Nightjar. That's sweet, sweet lore. That's true. Is Trot back, or shall I carry on?
Carry on.
Oh, carry on then. Lobin of Roxley with a quarter hundo. According to my YouTube watch history, I watched episode 1 of Aerois on April 26th. Today, I got to watch live for the first time. You're all amazing. I want to thank you for the endless hours of entertainment during this peculiar time. Keep rolling. Thank you very much. I'll do one more. Drunk Redneck with a half hundo. Greetings from the deep south. I'm not going to do an accent. Don't worry. Go get y'all some Copenhagen and PBR.
Y'all.
Love watching y'all and keep up the great streams. Thank you very much, Drunk Redneck. And I will swap on over to Trot while I have a quick break myself. And I will see you in a bit. Bye.
Okie dokie.
Bye. Got a few here. Thank you to Ola Renve for donating. Much appreciated. The big friendly Viking used 100 bits saying, "You tell him, Nova." And then Raging Rhino donated 10101. Hi Rollers. I'm having an entertaining afternoon after my dice helped cause a TPK of a game my sister was DMing.
Oh.
Thanks as ever. And thank God an ally you can trust for once. For now.
Can they?
Yeah.
Can they? Can they trust them?
They healed my hand, that's it. I'm
Trust
like their
no
friend
one.
for life.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good way of earning your trust, right? Heal your hand.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
And then it goes evil and then tries to strangle me. Blah.
Don't forget our wonderful sponsors, World Anvil and D&D Beyond. Please check those websites out. Throw some 3D dice, make some sick-ass worlds in World Anvil.
Some sick-ass world.
Sick-ass worlds.
Some fucking sick-ass world, bro. It's a real sick-ass world.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, zone.
Ooh.
Do you want me to be a dice?
How
again?
are we
No.
How are we
No.
spelling Zelion?
Zellion. Like Zell from Final Fantasy VIII with Ion at the end. Zellion.
Zelion. Man.
Hey, do you guys want any more spellings while I'm here?
Anti-disestablishment Arianism.
It's not in the game, so I'm not going to spell it.
Tassadar?
Super cat. Tassadar. Just like the thing from StarCraft, which I've never played, and everyone's just like, it's the same from StarCraft! And I'm like, I've never played StarCraft, I just picked a name that I thought sounded cool. Come on.
So did they.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the amount of times when people are like, did you get this from this? I'm like, not everything is from another thing. Like, I've never seen it. I don't know.
I had that once with something, the series of unfortunate events, the thing that got turned into a Jim Carrey movie and all that, and I was like, I've never read it or seen it or anything. I have no idea what you're going on about. Like...
No idea, mate.
Because all clones. Right. Simulation.
Everyone back? Well, not all of you are clones, just one.
Just the one.
Just the one, actually. Just the one clone, actually.
Actually.
It's like weird, like, make a new elf, but with bits of old elves and memories. Weird.
Yeah,
so
I guess
it's like weird rebirth.
Greater restoration.
Yeah,
that wouldn't work on Quill's arm, would it?
No, don't believe so.
Yeah, thought so. I read the spell. It doesn't sound like it does.
Yeah, no, it's because it doesn't regenerate a limb.
The wing.
Greater Restoration is something like restores hit points, like maximum hit point loss, restores ability scores that have lost, removes like conditions and diseases and stuff. But you need regenerate. If you want an arm back, you need regenerate. The thing with the arm is the arm was technically still there. It was just all gross and necrotic, and we gave it a cool visual. But actually, it was just a hit point reduction mechanically. So
it was just really, really gross, like super gross.
Smelled a bit funny.
Just great. It's just there. Yeah, it's stank.
Smelled really fucked
How
up.
do we grow a third wing though? What's the spell for that one?
There is no spell to grow a third wing, but you could make a third wing and stitch it on there.
Okay, that's a goal. That's my new short-term goal.
Just have one, but right now you can just be a one-winged angel. So, nice. Right. Should we go back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we jump back into the action? Okay. So, you leave the opera house, heading back up to the surface, and begin making your way back towards the astral starport, which is above Ishtar City. You take a small crystalline sort of platform that levitates and begins drifting its way up towards the ring itself, where you can see still dozens and dozens of different astral ships, all docked, waiting to go. You make your way back to the last feather, a small circular bar that looks out onto the dock itself, and waiting out the front, you find kind of her shirt properly buttoned up, looking a little bit more sober and a little bit more with it. You see a very slender woman with snakes for hair, very slight greenish tint to some of her skin tone, amber snake-like eyes, two big arcane-looking pistols holstered in like a Nathan Drake style holster, and she appears to be leaning against a wall, waiting for you to appear.
Oh, I guess we should probably cover that we did do the shopping, didn't we?
You did buy some stuff.
Episodes.
It's fine.
Yeah. We had a really big email chain. Let's never talk of it ever again.
Yeah, the guys bought.
That was quite the email chain. Dear God.
They bought some.
Option
They
A,
bought some
option
potions. You guys bought some potions. You bought ingredients to do some hammer enchanting, and Lucius got a cool glamour weave outfit, which I leave to Trot to describe as and when he comes up with what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I got a data slab as well.
Oh yeah.
It's woven into Lucius's attire already. So it's just extra bit of filigree and some embroidery work. Some of it's kind of patched in different places, but it kind of works with the look that he's already got. Can't really tell the difference. And yeah, makes the whole robe able to change color and patterns and give off some interesting illusory effects. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Wow.
What's up, Katie?
I got stuff to upgrade the Howling. Enchant the Howling Tempest.
Nice.
Upgrade it.
You'll need some time. You need some time for those before those enchantments can be done. You guys see Thalia. If you start making your way over to her, she kind of seems to kind of notice your approach and gives you a sort of like nod of the head as she kind of stops leaning against the wall, stands up, brushes off like her trousers, and then makes her way over towards you.
Cool.
So, Nova, I think you should handle this.
I'm just going to run over to her. And just... Captain! High five! High five!
You are very energetic. What's wrong with your arm? Why are you not wearing that weird metal glove? Why is your hand
I got it fixed and I can high five now! Look!
Okay.
High five me!
No. What? Look, we're on a clock.
You should probably just high five her because then she'll stop. Just humor it.
She
high
just
five her.
She
Quite
sort
funny.
of like awkwardly slaps your hand. It's just like there. Okay.
I have 2 hands now.
That's great, sweetheart. Are we ready to go? The ship's fueled up. I took the supplies. We got supplies on board. We're ready to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. As long as you are all ready, then let's get going. This way to the Twin Star. And she begins leading you off, taking you across the various platforms and walkways, heading in the direction of several, dock ships and things like that. The astral port is very big, and so it's not like, a 5-minute walk. It's like, Christ, you got to walk all the way round to get there. And as luck would have it, as you begin making your approach, you begin making your way down the various walkways. When you can see, you notice that there, as you saw before, when you first came to the starport, there were various Ishtar militia who were here patrolling around. And you've seen them on your walk, and you've seen them kind of making your way around. But as you begin drawing closer to a ship that Thalia is pointing in the direction of, still kind of hidden behind some others, where you don't quite fully see it yet, you can see that there appear to be several groups of these Ishtar militia kind of wandering around. When the ship does come into view, you can see it's not the largest vessel, but it's still gargantuan. It's huge in compared to things you've been on. It's not as big as, say, the Storm Chaser, but it's still a big ship. And it has the look of a kind of 2-pronged dagger with then like a slender kind of single back component. It's painted in like dark grays and reds, and it has a very sleek, angular vibe to it. It looks like a kind of like twi-pronged dagger on it, and you'll get to see a picture of it later. A really shittily drawn picture I did. But it's a very elegant looking ship. There's like a little front ramp that's down and is connected to a walkway. And Thalia is like, there she is, my beauty. The Twin Star Longbow. Very good ship. It's an Eclipse class.
It looks
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Come on. More.
Phenomenal.
It's the best ship you've ever seen, that sort of
It's
thing.
the only ship we've what? Yes, fantastic.
It's
Honestly,
Best ship.
we are not familiar with these kind of ships.
Well,
So,
yeah, look,
yeah.
you can either fly in my ship, or you can be in the giant floating manta ray, or the weird
I
rock.
don't like the look of that one.
Exactly.
No, it's not
so my
right.
ship's better.
It's not
Okay, okay.
It's stunning in comparison.
Thank you. See, somebody knows
Yes.
how to give a captain respect.
I respect it. I honestly don't know the first
She
thing about
holds-
these. Nova
she kind
is
of
Nova
holds the
freaking
hand
out right
up.
now.
Ayla, maybe she is, but she holds up like a hand to you, Ayla, as you're kind of halfway through speaking. She's like, that's probably not good. And you can see that on the kind of gangway in front of where the docking connects to the ship, you can see 2 militia soldiers are basically stood there. One appears to be a very large, hulking, it almost has like the shape of a gorilla, but it's completely sealed in this black Valkyrian armor. The other one appears to be a man in black armor and robe bottoms, so he kind of has like a black breastplate and then robes on the bottom. They both look like Valkyrian soldiers. And as you all kind of glance behind you, you can see on the other end of the walkway, coming down the side angle, you can see 3 more soldiers. And another figure, 2 figures, in fact. 2 figures you somewhat recognize. The soldiers, 2 of them appear to be gunners with these force rifles. The other one appears to be an angelic woman with big feathered wings in the same Valkyrian armor. But next to them is a small grey dwarf with white hair. And next to him is a weird spider creature that you recognize as the ones who hassled you in the last feather. And they are pointing in your direction. They point that way. And you see the soldiers look at something on their wrist. And then they're like... And then an alarm goes in and you see them begin drawing weapons. You there! Stop in the name of the Emperor! And we're going to roll initiative.
Oh my
Goody.
God. Those boys.
Yeah.
Oh,
a bunch of grasses.
I only hung him up on a coat rack. Jeez.
And let me put you onto a little map as well.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Same.
I have no spells. I got nothing.
I mean, you've had like a rest. You've had a short rest. You can take a short rest.
No, we didn't. Did we?
Yeah, like the whole talking to Zelian was basically a short rest.
Sweet.
You can take a short rest. Yeah,
Thank
Oh,
you.
good.
Short rest. Right, what we got? Sentry total.
4 total.
Oh, 4 is the total. Okay. Ayla.
19.
19. That's right, because you get advantage, don't you? Quillick.
17. Did you say there was a short rest available as well?
No, that's an insight check, Quillick, you've made there.
How?
Well, you've not rolled another initiative.
Yeah.
All right,
There you
9 then.
9 then, and then Lucius is 11. I think that was when you were
6 for me.
inciting the planar. Yeah, I got your 6, Nova.
Oh, right, okay. Fair enough.
And yeah, like you guys can have you guys absolutely could have taken a short rest if you really want. Like I should have made that more clear. You weren't doing anything strenuous, and you were there for like
Thank
a good
you.
hour or so. Yeah, I forgot you guys had taken a bunch of damage after the Hadar rift.
Yeah. That boy.
Yeah.
I'll just let Trot finish. Let you guys finish the short rest stuff.
God, we're all mega slow on this initiative, though.
Well,
That's normal.
Ayla is the first to react, and yeah, you can see the immediate danger here. They are drawing weapons. Thalia basically is like, fuck, just run for it, get on the ship, we'll get the fuck out of here. Just go. Just get on the ship.
Okay. In that case, I will move. I can't move my character for some reason.
Okay, oh, that's annoying. Ugh, it should do this every time. Just as a note, these squares are 10 foot rather than being 30 foot. So,
Okay.
for purposes of movement and
so we're
range, these
actually
represent...
a lot further away than we realized.
Oh yeah, you were still making your way towards the ship, basically. And there is at least 2 enemies are directly in front of you. You should all have control over
We're
your
almost
characters.
200 feet away from the ship.
Assuming control.
45, 50. Sorry.
That's okay.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So I'm just gonna double
You're gonna
move.
dash.
Double dash.
So Ayla just
Okay.
fucking starts running along this walkway. You can see it does have slightly raised sides, like barricades, but after those barricades, it's just a sheer drop down to the city of Ishtar below you.
I will move. Oh wait, I'll move in the middle. I'm in the middle of the thing. I'm in the middle.
Okay. Right, yeah, because it's 5
yeah,
feet. I mean, yeah, it's fine.
I've used all of my movement and stuff. I will rage as a bonus action.
Okay. Yeah.
in
So you start raging at the end of your
anticipation
turn,
an
basically.
attack.
Sure, you do. You see So a couple of figures begin to maneuver their way around. So this fellow will basically kind of move 5, 10, 15, he's 30 feet to there. He will kind of step in front of his large gorilla-like friend, and you see him just kind of hold his hands up, and he's just like, stop in the name of the Empire. I'll blast it. And then he just begins to conjure a spiel instead. 150 range. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 20. 110. Yeah, so he can basically hit the big load of you if he wanted to. Or he will... he will conjure 3 lines of fire and shoot them in different directions. He'll shoot one towards Ayla, he'll shoot one towards Quillick, and then he'll shoot one towards Thalia as well.
Rhiannon has a question.
Yes, Rhiannon.
Can I use Aura of Warding? I remembered a thing.
I think it's just on. I think it's just on all the time, dude. I think it's just if people near you get hit, then that just is half damage against spells.
Wait, what does that do?
So resistance. Yeah.
Half damage against spells.
Guys have resistance. Yeah, resistance to damage from spells.
What? What? For what range?
10 foot from me.
Yeah, 10 foot around you.
10 feet from you?
I'm never leaving Sentry side again.
That is crazy.
Ayla, 15 to hit. No? Quillick?
Nope.
20 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then against Thalia, that is also a hit. I'll just do the 1 damage roll for both of you. It'd be 10 damage, but you are both within 5 feet of Sentry, so you take half, so you take 5 fire damage. As, this kind of, like, sphere of... I guess it's the pulse from the Matrix, or, like, your very being, just kind of the spell semi-dissipates around Sentry as it collides into you. As this guy fires these 3 beams of fire out of his hands. After him, Captain Thalia will go. You see her pull out one of the arcane pistols, as well as a strange-looking bullet with runes inscribed on the side. She flicks open the chamber, slams it in, and then she's just like, okay, I'm going to try and slow the ones down behind us. Just get to the ship. Get on the ship. And she will point her gun in the direction of the 2 gunners and the angel, and she's going to fire a bullet out of it, which, as it kind of erupts out, it turns into a sphere of freezing magic around the 3 figures.
Nice.
Fail, and a success from the angel. So the 2 gunners with their guns, you see just ice like encases over their legs. You can see them shivering as ice blisters their arms and things like that. As they are restrained, and they take some cold damage. Not a lot, though, sadly. As they take a bunch of damage.
Well, they are restrained. That's cool.
They are also restrained, which means that they cannot move. And then she will basically move up. Whoops, that's me moving the map itself. Object tokens. She will go 5, 10, 15... So she goes 30 feet as she goes and fires this bullet back that explodes into frost around her. And then she's kind of doing this motion like, come on, go, go, go! Right. These guys, although they're restrained and they're going to have disadvantage, they can still shoot. And they're going to take 2 shots at the rear 2 characters, which is Nova and Lucius. And they will use their bonus action to increase the damage on their rifles this turn. Disadvantage. So we are looking at a 13 to hit Nova.
9.
And with disadvantage, that's a 19 to hit Lucius.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Crikey.
9. That's 13 points of force damage, Lucius, as one of these blasts, even though the guy's like struggling to get a proper aim, it just kind of clips you on the shoulder and you feel the stinging energy blast into you. And then they're just desperately trying to pull their legs free from this ice, but they're unable to. They kind of shout, they're like, go, 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 to the angel woman, who seems to be in hot pursuit. And Lucius, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to run forward as much as I can. So 10. Whoa. Whoa. What's happening?
See ya.
Bye.
Thomas, stop.
Well, it's not me.
Well, somebody was doing it.
I've got no
I think
control
when
over
I-
Lucius.
I think
Lucius,
Trot's
When I try and drag up, it drags me
So you're-
down.
All
Can
right.
you move me
wanna go
30
30
foot
feet?
forward?
gravity. man.
5, 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
10, 20, 30. And then I think what I might do... I can't really create a blockade of any sorts. So what Snillock Snowball Swarm is 90-foot range.
Yep.
So what I might do is use that as a distraction on them and cast it 10, 20, 30, 40. Oh. Ugh. It's just out.
Quill, you're up next, by the way, so get your turn ready.
Okay, I'm going to have to do something longer distance.
Yep.
So there's also a multi-hit. Can I use Vitriolic Sphere, please?
Yes, on who?
I point at a location within range on these, the gorilla, big dude,
Yep.
and the little dude.
And the mage. Yep.
Yep. And
What do
a
I need to
glowing
do?
1-foot diameter ball of emerald acid streaks there and explodes in a 20-foot radius sphere. Each creature takes a dex saving throw, please.
All right, they both have the
Of
same
16.
+2. All right, well, that's a failure on the mage and a success on the big thing.
Okay. So it is... I'm casting this at 4th level, so that would be 10d4.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty.
Oh, 25. We'll go with the first one.
Okay, 25
Points of acid
points
damage.
Damage, and then it's half against
Half
the
for
big
the
guy.
baddie. And then 5d4. No, it's half. It's I do an extra 5d4 for the person that failed next round.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So half for the baddie that succeeded.
Yeah,
and
then
none of it next round.
The other guy who failed takes the full amount next turn. Yeah,
Correct.
cool. Right, full turn done.
Dichromancy of
Yeah.
4 plus 4 is 8 points to the one
Two.
that succeeded.
What's the range on Dichromancy, Chris Trott?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a great question. Should be under the features, I believe. I could be wrong. I might have
30
included
foot,
it.
never mind. All right.
Ah, there you go. All right. Quillick.
I would like to cast Guardian of Faith to block this flying creature.
Where are you
from flying
creating it?
towards us. So it's within 30 feet of me, so I guess I'll put it like 2 tiles down from where this flying boy is.
So in the air? Does it have to be in? Can it be in the air or?
Appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and anyone that moves within 10 feet of it must succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'm just gonna get a thing that I can put down.
Whoops. So I put that down and try and stop that from flying towards me, and then I will
what, like
just
here.
just sort of blocking its route, kind of. So it has to take a kind of longer route round to us, I suppose, if it wants to avoid it. And then I will just run 30 feet forward. 5, 10, 15... No, sorry. 10, 20, 30. So I'm next to Lucius now.
Okay.
And that's pretty much my entire turn. Because that was an action.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm done.
Okay. The angel figure will basically... I've got to change my layers. I keep forgetting to do this. So, does it trigger if it goes within a certain range of the Guardian of Faith?
Guardian of Faith. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian
It
itself.
was already... okay, so it's not within 10 feet, so it will go... In fact, actually, yeah, because this is large, it's not quite that size. So it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. As it flies around to the side, you see the great big feathered wings as it flies, seeing this thing appear in front of its direct course, it kind of throws itself to the side as the angel veneers off to the side and begins flying around, trying to bring her sword down, probably actually on, Thalia. Stop right there, criminal scum! She yells as she swings down.
She does.
You did it.
It's a miss. The first attack, she swings high. Thalia kind of drops down, almost like in a kind of like splits-like drop, and she's like, fuck! As this sword swipes over her head. She's like, hey, watch out, my kids are up there. As the sword swings wide. And then she tries to strike again, but Thalia kind of tucks into a little side roll and rolls to the side and then starts running again. It's just like, I've got no time for this! Just keeps on running. As the angel completely flubs. The big boy, however, at the very end, comes careening forward in a big charge towards Ayla, who it's just like, you look fun. 10.
Do I get a go?
You do go after this. There's a lot of people in this initiative. So 10, 20, 30, 40. And then it will just kind of run forward. 10, 20, 30. So it spends its whole turn dashing towards Ayla. Just on all fours like a giant gorilla. It comes barreling down the walkway towards her. Resist and die!
Ooh.
Wait.
Nova.
Resist and die?
Yeah.
Very easy to follow rule set.
Yeah.
Can
I think as it does that, the angel does probably turn around and is like, no, you fool, capture them alive.
Can I run towards
Sentry, you're off.
sort of Sentry, Lucius, and Quill, and as I'm near them, shout, "One of you, come with me!" and then hold my action to cast Dimension Door when someone reaches out towards me.
I don't think you need to
then...
wait for that, dude. I think it's in the spell that you can just take a creature that you're next to. Like, you can just be like, I grab Quill. Yeah, but, that's like a free
I'm unwilling.
action, dude.
We're all willing, dude.
I'm pretty sure everyone here is going to be willing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab Quill, and can I bamf over to the ship? It's 500 foot, so...
Yeah. Well, you can't go. You have to be able to see it. I think. Or so you basically bamf at the bottom of the gangway that leads into the ship. As you just dash through space as you arrive. At the top of the gangway, looking down, kind of peering around the door, looking very nervous, is it almost looks like a little red-skinned baby with devil wings and a tail, but it has giant, thick bottle glasses on its face. And when you appear, it goes, ah! And it, stumbles backwards. It's like, ah!
What did she call it?
Sentry.
Bim, I presume?
You must be the passengers! Get quick, get on board before the soldiers get us!
No, I'm not getting on the ship.
Come on! He adjusts his glasses with his little clawed hands. He's like, ah!
Amazing.
Sentry.
I'm gonna cast Crusader's Mantle, and then that gives everybody within a 30-foot radius 1d4 of radiant damage of a weapon attack.
Whoever's in that radius, as long as you're concentrating.
Yeah.
So
5, 10, 20. I'm gonna move up next to Lucius up there.
Yeah,
that is me done.
I think you can go one more if you want to, by the way, because I think you only moved 20 feet there.
I think I'll stay there just so Lucius gets my aura.
Okay. Cool.
Why did it do that?
No, they just add that when they roll the attack sentry. They just add an extra d4.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So whenever they make an attack while they're within that range, they get an extra d4 on top of it. Okay, cool. Then we go back up. It's a brand new turn. Ayla, you have a giant gorilla man in front of you in armor, and he looks very upset.
Well, he's just asking for a whacking, isn't he? He's just asking to be hit in the face with a giant hammer.
He is definitely asking. Well, actually, no, not yet. He's not asking for it, but you reckon next turn he's probably going to ask for it.
Yeah, I'm going to just hit him in the face then. So 15 plus 9
hits very easily.
first, and 9 plus 9.
Yep, that'll hit. Both hit.
Okie dokie. So
yeah, you kind of smash the hammer into his
8,
side.
9, 10, 11 damage on the first hammer strike, and delay in the second roll. Sorry, just waiting for.
It's a 10 on my end.
So 18 on the second hammer strike. Plus, can you roll
rage damage.
Dex save?
Yeah, I can. He is resistant to lightning. As the lightning arcs out of your body, you can see that part of the creature just seems to absorb it. That is a 14.
I believe that saves. But 2d6 lightning damage now.
So it is now.
9
So it's half
half
of 9 for 2. He takes 2 in total. The
wow.
lightning just doesn't seem to damage him at all. He just kind of is like, you think your puny lightning means anything, I'll smash you up.
And then I will just skirt round to the other side of him.
Well, if you want to skirt around,
Auxiliary.
all you need to do is make a strength athletics check as you try and basically barge your way past him.
Oh.
Actually, no, because these are 10 feet. Yeah, you're right, actually. You can just move around him. I keep forgetting that he's not quite the size he is. Yeah, he's not. But it's too hard to see if I do that. So, yeah, you can just squeeze around him, basically. You just kind of dart around him, not leaving his threatened area, but still a potential threat. You do, however, see the mage from before kind of looks around, kind of eyes up the situation, and it's just like, stupid angel, get out of the bloody way. And he will... in fact, actually, he's going to turn to see Nova and Quill on the gangway and just say, like, fine, I'll deal with them instead. Go on, Quill. Lucius?
Which one failed the spell that I cast on them?
That's a good point. It was this guy. So he will take some damage at the start of his turn as he's still covered in viscous goo.
Why am I
sweet.
covered in goo?
5d4 was that?
Yeah, 12.
Kim got it.
Points, please.
12 points. Yeah, you see him just like, as he's like burning, and he's just like, somebody deal with that bloody spellcaster. As he turns to, in fact, he's going to back up as well on his turn. He's not sticking around there for too long. He's going to move back to here, but then he summons a small glowing orange bead, and he flicks it in the direction of
Can I cast
Nova
counter
and
spell,
Quill.
please?
You can.
At
What
fifth
level do you
level.
cast?
Woo! Fifth level.
Fifth level. The fireball evaporates as he throws it out towards him.
Nice.
It's just like,
Oh my god, we're professional now.
Intense frustration. It's a shame that Nova, I think you've got 1 or 2 spell slots left. Oh, you got 1 or none.
That's it.
None.
That's it.
That's
I
it.
got
So
none.
yeah, that's the problem with warlocks and the counter spell is they don't have a lot of them.
Worth it, though. Worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got the old pew pew.
Launch all of you.
Yeah. Thalia, on her turn, after this thing fails to do anything, will disengage. She's just like, all right, see you later, princess, to the angel, and then is going to disengage and go 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, and get to the other side of the big thing as she just bombs it. She's just like, and she's like yelling. She's like, Bim! Bim! Get the engines on! And Lucius and Nova, you see the little nerdy imp just like, oh fuck, and just like scrambles back into the twin star. The 2 gunners will get themselves free of the ice, and they'll slowly begin to make their way down, and then they're going to take a shot at Sentry and Lucius. They are no longer disadvantaged. One takes a shot at Sentry, one takes a shot at Lucius.
Can I use protection?
I was waiting for it, yes. So you're going to give disadvantage on the attack against Lucius. They will also use their bonus actions to empower their rifles for 1 turn. So Sentry, this is just a straight roll against you.
Nice.
That is a 20.
Oh, that's exactly.
That's going to hit.
How much
And then
money?
against Lucius with disadvantage, that is going to be a 14 to hit you, Lucius.
Yep.
That's going to be a hit.
Crikey.
Right, so Sentry Yeah, he's not got a big AC, that boy. Sentry, you're going to take 16 points of force damage.
Ooh.
And Lucius, you take not too bad actually, 11 points of force damage.
Not too bad, eh?
As you these two blasts just like kind of slam into the back of you as you're running along the gangway, trying to get past. And that's all they can really do. Lucius.
Okay, I'm going to... So this is a 20-foot wide gangway. Will I not get opportunity of attack if I go past this guy?
No, you don't need to, yeah. It's only because Thalia was next to her that she disengaged, because it's wide enough that there's still a space between you at the moment. 10,
20, 30. So I'm there now, and I'm going to cast... Actually, I'm going to quicken myself, so I've now got Quicken spell, which allows me to cast
a bonus action.
A bonus action, which allows me to dash, right?
Yes, you could dash as well, yeah.
Oh, God. This hates me. It hates me.
Where are you trying to move?
30 towards the big boy.
So you'd basically be here, but you're next to him.
And I'm going to cast on myself Armor of Agathis at 3rd level.
Okay, sounds good. That's a good quickened spell. Cool. So you get 15 temp HP, and anything that hits you takes 15 cold damage. Quillick.
Takes 5 at a time.
No, it's 15. You cast it at 3rd level, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. You also did Dichromancy.
Dichromancy. I'll, as that's shaping onto my shoulders, I'll peel from that and fire it at the big boy. To antagonize him to hit me.
You will take half this damage. So how much damage?
Okay, so it's 7.
So half to 3. Again, the cold does not seem to affect this creature either. Both the lightning and the cold seem to be resistant against. Quillick.
Casting Levitate on an enemy, it says they make a resistant, like a Constitution saving throw. Does it actually hinder them if they're levitating?
Well, they can't move because they have nothing to grip onto. You levitate them up in the air, and then they're just like, whoa, and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
They can still take actions.
Know if I was,
they
like,
can cast
hanging
spells.
them upside down, or...
No, it doesn't. Like, they can cast spells, they can attack, they can do everything. They just can't move, basically.
I'll save it for next turn. Okay, in that case, I want to levitate the spellcaster at the front of the gangway, because I can't levitate the gorilla thing.
Why?
I mean, why not?
So it has to make... Huh? Because I can only levitate things 500 pounds.
Oh, right.
Well, you don't know how much... Is he?
How much does a gorilla
500
weigh?
pounds is half a
it's not a
horse,
gorilla.
and this gorilla...
Yeah, he's bigger than that.
Well,
he's pretty big. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll levitate the spellcaster.
Okay.
It's a wagon.
Constitution saving throw. 21.
Natural 20. All right.
Natural 20.
Well done.
Yep, that's... Yep.
Anything else? Do you want to move? Do you want to move up into the ship?
I'll sort of stand in the doorway and just think about all my turns. Just all the useless things I did this little combat, like putting a Guardian of Faith in the middle of nowhere.
Can you not move
Against
it?
a creature that can fly and just flew around it. Yeah.
It's the first time using it. Yeah, no, that's my turn. Carry on.
All right. Nova and Quill, you do see the little imp does scutter into the back of the ship, and then you see kind of emerging. You only see her briefly, but you see a kind of feminine form rush past. She seems to have big feathery bird wings, but her feet are like giant bird's talons. But she has the rest of her body looks like a young girl's, and she kind of like looks at you for a moment. Her eyes go incredibly wide, and she goes incredibly red, and then she's like, and then she just runs off and seems to be climbing up into something as you guys are fighting. The angel will turn onto Sentry. Just looks in your direction, Sentry, just like, you're not getting away. I'm not going to let you help your friends any further.
Oh no!
And she will come swinging with her long sword.
Okie dokie.
She cannot hit for shit. Oh my god. 10 to hit. Just parries to the side. 15 to hit. Sorry, 16 to hit.
Nope.
Ting ting! Just both parries with the Her Majesty's Rose. You just deflect both strikes as she's in front of you, trying to impede your process. The giant ape-like creature does not like Ayla, as she's been hitting him, and he will recklessly try and slam his big meaty fists. Oh no, he's going to bite you and hit you with 2 big meaty fists. 3 attacks, all with advantage, as he attacks you recklessly.
Fantastic.
Crunch. This is with advantage. So 18 with his bite. Nope. Oh, that's right, because your AC's gone up now, hasn't it? And then 1 big meaty fist. That is a 24.
Yeah, okay.
9 damage, which you can half.
Okay.
And then 17. You managed to throw his other blow to the side as only one of his big punches, and he's just slamming on the ground, just and trying to bite down on you. But yeah, these attacks are ineffective against you. Nova Vija.
I'm just gonna do a classic Eldritch Blast on the mage, please.
Sure.
Although I'm gonna feel bad about it, because,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Police!
No, you're not.
Nova's, been brought to respect
Well,
the police.
you can deal non-lethal damage. You can say that, when I cast a spell, I don't want it to kill him. I'm just going to knock him out. If you want. That was the first one. It hit,
so 16
and you
on
see
the
him
first one.
Oh. Yeah, that hit. Yeah, I've taken the damage.
And a 28 on the second one.
That will hit, yes.
I don't know why. I just rolled it in a really weird way then on the second one. 9 points of force damage on the second one.
Yeah, he's not unconscious, but this guy he does not look like he's having a good time. You see him just stagger back, oh.
I'm really sorry. I respect the police, but we have to go. And then I'm gonna duck back into the. Can I duck into the ship a little bit to get some cover?
Yeah. You absolutely can. Yeah. In fact, I'm just going to move you up here so we know you're in the ship.
Yeah.
You duck in and you can see. You don't know where the other 2 figures have gone, but the only other creature you see, and it's just kind of sat long ways on a big sofa, and it turns its head to look at you, is a lion-sized white cat with a big kind of furry, whiskery face, and he looks at you and just is "Meow," and then he goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
Quill hates
Sentry.
it, but Tom loves it.
Quill, there's some amazing things on this ship. Quill.
Sentry.
Can I should probably disengage. Can I disengage from this guy, from the angel?
Yep. So you just disengage. That's your action, and then you can move.
And then can I move 30, 10, 20, 30 there?
Yep. Oh, sorry. I grabbed you by accident.
That's right.
Was it there?
And then...
Yep.
Yeah.
So you start
and
just booking it past this guy. Yep.
Yeah. And then can I cast Misty Step as a bonus action and then move another 30 feet?
You absolutely can. So you're
And
basically
20
next to Lucius here.
Next to that guy, yeah.
So,
Cool.
Yeah, so you'd be about here. You're kind of on the edge of this very far column here. You just sail forward, appear next to Lucius and next to the big gorilla thing, which does not look like it's going to last very long, the way that Ayla keeps hitting it. You don't think that it's got much left for this world. Good turn. Ayla, top of the round. You can see that,
Hello.
You can hear the sounds, by the way. These guys are attacking you now. In the distance, you can see more soldiers coming. You can see them on the distance, making their way. You can see angels flying overhead, coming towards you.
I will, so I can attack with advantage because he attacked me recklessly.
Yes. Yep.
So
yes,
I will beat him up a little bit more, I think.
What's
with
the
advantage.
dwarf and the insect doing?
Well, the insect was Tom's guardian of faith that did nothing.
No, the dwarf and the insect that we.
Oh, they ran off. No, they didn't
they
stick
ran away.
around. They pointed you out, and they were like, "There they are, get him!" And then they ran away.
Typical bullies.
First one's an 18.
Hits.
Second one is a 16.
Hits. This thing is not hard to
Okay.
hit for you. It's just
a big boy.
it's like hitting a big door. It's just like a big barn door, and you're just like, "Rah."
You'd be surprised you can miss big things.
Well,
Only
only if you're
that sort of thing.
Willick.
17 damage with the hammer.
Fucking Jesus.
17 damage with the hammer.
Does Ayla exhibit any restraint, or do you just kill this thing?
No, I think
she's raging.
She'll knock it out. But yeah, can I choose? I can't really choose if I'm raging, can I?
That's a good point. I would say you probably can't actually. No, you just fucking cave this thing's skull in.
It's just God.
Jesus!
And just like a big smushy mess is left, and it just slumps to the ground.
Like,
That's
I've got a lot of anger
record.
here.
No, but Thalia looks over and is just like, fucking hell. She's just like, well, don't let me ever piss you off, please. Good job. And then she's just like, go. She seems very impressed. She's very, very
and
impressed.
I will. 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
movement.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. On his turn, the mage runs. He's just running away. In fact, he will cast blur on himself and run. That's his turn. He's just like, he goes all shimmery, and then he's just like, limping away. You can see him like clutching his ribs as he's desperate to flee.
The job you do is so tough.
I mean, they are on an enemy planet and working for Starbane and wanted to capture us, so I'm not that sorry.
Yeah. Thalia makes a run for it. These two gunners will basically continue. They're going to continue. They're going to take a shot at Sentry and Lucius. Sentry, I'm going to guess you're going to defend Lucius again.
Protect, please. Yeah.
Protect. So against Sentry, that's a natural 1. And against Lucius, because of course I can't hit Sentry. Yes, Thomas?
The rifles, if you roll a 1, don't they have a chance to explode?
Not these ones. These are Force rifles, not Thunderstones.
We're in space.
These are good rifles.
These are laser rifles, and they don't explode.
Lucius.
David Bowie. Lucius, I'm afraid you take another big blast to the back for another 11 points of force damage.
I assume that wouldn't hit my shoulders first.
Well, the Armor of Agathis is just the Armor of Agathis. It has temporary hit points. You take it off those first.
And how much was that, sorry?
It was 11.
Okay, cool.
But because it's not in melee, it doesn't take the cold damage back. It just blasts the armor with the bolt of power.
I'm good with it.
Lucius, and then Quillic.
I'm going dash.
Just run. Get running, son. Do you want me to move you?
Can you move me, please? Thank you.
Yeah. You're next to Ayla now.
Cool.
Full turn, Quillic.
Okay, I will go like 20 feet down the ramp, and I want to prepare, if anything gets within range, I want to thunder wave it.
Okay. Sure.
Away from us. Yeah.
Sure. Gotcha.
That's my turn.
At the end of your turn, Quill, you see on one of the wings of the ship itself, I guess to your characters, I mean, to everybody else, it's a turret. But to your characters, it appears like a piece of kind of like molded crystalline glass, rotates and points at the angel that was chasing after you, and you hear this. Yeah.
Oh dear.
As the angel takes a hefty sort of like and is staggered back as this giant beam of light strikes into her and sends her spiraling down onto the walkway. And you see a bit of steam rising from the turret cannon. On the angel's turn, it will basically fly. It will basically fly up to Sentry and try and swing at Sentry again, try and slow her down. That is a 15 to hit, followed by a 14 to hit, and she does nothing. Nope. Absolutely nothing. The Balgura is dead. Nova Vija.
Can I guess, like, can I just hold an action to try and help people onto the ship? Like, just
sure.
grab people and pull them on, and then can I shout and be like, "Are we ready to go? I think we need to leave." I'm just gonna shout that into the ship.
You shout it into the ship, and you hear this like very nerdy voice echoing back from tucked down into the central component. Just
I can do the voice if you want, Mark.
No. I get to do the voice. It's my NPC. You just hear a sort of like, no, the captain's the only one that can fly it. The engine's ready.
But it is like I did the voice.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Sentry.
just my regular voice.
I'm going to keep on running.
you want to disengage, or do you just want to risk a?
Yeah.
It's up to you. Do you want to risk taking a free attack, or do you just want to run for it?
I'll disengage, please.
Okay. So action disengage, and then you can move 30 feet.
30 there.
Okay, perfect. A very slow, defended. You're kind of like covering your back as you retreat, as you kind of sprint away from the angel. Ayla.
Yeah, I'll probably just be 1, 2, 3. So I can get to like the door of the ship essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll just stay here and just encourage people on, sort of making sure that I'm sort of the last to go, I guess, when everyone else is ready.
Sure. You begin to see on the horizon several more angels arriving. These ones look slightly different.
Beefier.
Are they like the Archons from XCOM?
No, they look like actual angels. They look like literally feathered, blue-skinned, beautiful, angelic beings. There's also other demonic figures you can see, but they're on the gangways. They're not flying. They're kind of coming up on the sides. But you see these kind of mixture of humanoids in black armor. You see kind of tall, smoldering creatures all encased in the Valkyrian armor as they're chasing down towards it, like, stop, and they're calling out to you kind of thing. These guys aren't quite where they are. I'm just kind of indicating that there's about 4 of them just on the edge of the horizon. Sure. The very heavily injured mage will take a few steps back, and then he will attempt to summon another bead of orange light and just throw it towards you. This is a 20-foot radius. So Ayla, Quill, Thadia, and Lucius, dexterity saving throws, please.
Shit. Dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
18.
21.
Yeah, because you've
12.
got danger sense, 12. Okay, so pretty much everybody except poor old Lucius is taking half damage. And you even see Thalia swings under the gangway to avoid the whole damage and then swings back up. She's going to use evasion to avoid it, basically.
That's what I do too.
No, you don't have that ability. She does.
No.
I have to do an advance roll because this is 8d6 of fireball damage. So, Lucius, you take 18 fire damage. The rest of you take 9 fire damage.
So garbage fireball.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Look at how many 1s and 2s I rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, there's nothing higher than a 4 in there. Actually, on a d6. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Carry on.
Right. Thalia dashes and basically runs up into the ship, and she just calls out Ayla as she passes you, just like, get everyone on board as soon as possible. And then Nova, you see her kind of like run past you. She gives you like a little wink as she does. She sees the cat and she's like, big cat, fucking go and help. And then the cat's like, and it kind of gets up and begins padding its way to the gangway. And she just runs into a little cockpit area.
Is that the name?
Yeah, it's named Big Cat. It's a big cat. It's a little Matt Colville reference as well.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, the 2 gunners line up, and the only real viable target is Sentry, who they're going to take
That's
shots at now.
their actual names as well. 2 gunners.
Ooh, one of them, however, the first one you managed to deflect with a shield, but then the second one catches you in a joint between the armor plates. They've used up all of their bonus damage, so this is just 10 plus 9 plus 4. 23 points of force damage as this blow kind of like really badly chips you and sends you flying.
24.
Yeah. Lucius. So they're just chasing after you, like firing all these blasts, kind of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep dashing, I think, to get to safety.
Sure.
But I'm looking back at Sentry, making sure
dash.
she's also sprinting, as she's the last to get on.
Yeah, you're
But
on.
I assume so. Oh. Did I
Did
click?
you not want to dash? I did.
Oh, I did. Thank you. Can you do it again?
I've done it. You're on the ship. You're fine.
Am I?
Quillick.
You're up in there, yeah.
Oh, on your screen it's
Oh,
not showing up. Hang on.
Yeah, on our screen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm still 30 feet away from the entrance to the ship, right?
Yes, yeah. You can get on and then the door will shut behind you. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll just...
We're just waiting for Sentry. Like, ah!
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for Sentry.
She's that
I might
last
just
one at the
carry on.
airport when you're like, come on, the gate's
Get to
closing.
the chopper.
I'm stuck in
Get to the
customs.
chopper.
Ah!
No, you were at the
Actually,
gift shop.
I was in my pocket.
I'll just give her a shield of faith and then run onto the ship myself.
Okay. What's its range of Shield of
Essentially
Faith?
a
You've
shield
got
of
enough
faith.
range and stuff.
60,
Yep.
yeah, so plenty of,
Yeah.
plenty
Perfect.
of time. And that's me.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
All right.
Whoops.
Sensing
Thank
that the bloody metal guardian woman is too difficult to fight, this angel is going to instead go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and try and basically block
hi.
entryway. And she will take a swing at Ayla, who she doesn't realize is just as hard to hit as the heavily armored woman that she was just trying to. And she fails. And then she... 19! Nope. Wrong
Just.
character.
Oh,
18.
no.
Ting! You block the blade. This poor angel cannot hit anybody as you just throw the blow to the side, and you can see she's getting really mad. She's just like.
I mean, this angel, was it meant to be like the elite sort of SWAT
It's
unit of the entire
meant
team?
to be a good fighter. It's meant to be a good
Right.
fighter, not necessarily like the main thing. But yeah, it's frustrating. She's getting frustrated. Nova is the next one. Do you do anything?
Can I guess if I get in and hit her with Tiangong, I'm a little bit up in everyone's business. So I'll just do a gentle Eldritch Blast from
Sure,
a
on the angel.
distance.
Hits.
28 to hit.
Yeah.
First beam is 9 points of damage. 20. Second beam is 5 points of damage.
Wow.
5 points. Both
You're all
blows
super high on
strike
Eldritch
into her.
Blast.
She manages to kind of not avoid them, but she reduces the kind of impact by kind of rolling with the blows. But she's still fighting. But yeah, you definitely kind of see both blasts kind of smash into her as you do so. Sentry.
I'm just gonna keep
Come
on
on,
running.
Sentry.
Keep on
10,
on
20, 30.
running.
Is that 30? Then 10, 20, 30, and then 10, 20.
You can get
I'm
there with
behind
30.
Ayla.
You can actually get next to Ayla, because you can get here by going diagonally, and then you can go 10, 20, 30.
Oh, I
So
see.
you can basically be on the same space as Ayla.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then I will do that.
Sentry will be able to enter the ship on the next turn, basically, unless somebody wants to try and... Well, actually, I don't think any of you, even Ayla, could drag Sentry. She weighs like 1 billion pounds. I suppose your strength's, what, 18? Actually, you're raging, yeah. If you want to literally pick Sentry up and carry her into the ship, you can do that.
I mean, she's Mother Truck. She's
I mean,
huge.
that was my plan. My plan
Sure,
was to
yeah, you can do that.
pick Sentry up, put her in the ship, and just go, yeah!
Yeah, but Ayla is also incredibly strong and raging, so I'm going to absolutely let her do it. Yeah, you can do that. The only thing is that the angel will probably get a free attack against you, even if you like try and
That's
maneuver around her, because you're carrying something. So she'll make a free attack against you for a 19.
Oh my god, she hit me. Yeah, okay.
She did it! Yay!
This is when she does
Hello.
40d6 of damage.
She does do a lot of damage when she hits, by the way. So, first of all,
Oh,
the
really?
blade hits for only 4, but then a
So 2.
radiant energy, 2, and then you take 28 radiant damage as her long sword
Wow.
kind of sears
hit
along
hard.
your
Oh my
flesh.
God.
Yeah, she does hit fucking hard, which is why I'm annoyed she didn't hit before. As this long
Man, I'm
sword just
still
like...
on 72 hit points. Feels
Yeah, all right, chill out.
butterscotch.
All right, thanks, Barbarian. As you basically carry Sentry into the ship, as you do, you see the gangway just close behind. The angel is trying to like jam the sword in the system and everything else, but there's enough of you there that you can kind of push it. The big white cat just comes up behind you all, puts its paws on her blade, and just pushes it out. And you just hear this like, ah! As it like falls backwards, and the cat just kind of lazily goes back to sitting down. Yeah, and starts licking itself and cleaning itself by the door. As
Oh.
the whole ship that you are currently on, and it's very clean. Inside, it appears to be made out of a kind of sleek, silvery metal, but with these big, chunky brass kind of rivets and pipes kind of running all alongside it, kind of steampunky in a sense. The whole thing begins to shudder, and then you feel yourself being pulled away as the ship lifts into the air and then erupts into the atmosphere. As you feel this pulse of energy, a voice kind of echoes through the ship. Thalia's voice.
I recommend you all sit down, strap in. This is going to be a little bit of a bumpy escape.
That is a big cat.
Yeah, don't worry about Big Cat. He's fine. Just don't piss him off.
Why is there a big cat? I have a lot of questions about.
He's my cat. Listen, stop asking questions. Sit down. Strap in.
Okay.
Bim, get up here. I'm gonna need you to navigate. Kiri, stay on the guns just in case any of them follow us. And you hear kind of a nerdy little voice like, yes, Talia. And this little child imp, this little red-skinned baby. Kind of scampers past. Yeah, he's a little red child. Well, he looks like a little baby Hellboy, but he has like these big, thick bottle glasses on, and he kind of scampers on all fours. Well, that's what he looks like. He's got like a big head and then like a little baby body, and he kind of scampers his way up to the front of the ship. And you hear another voice, a kind of more a girl's voice coming from above, kind of like, yes, Captain, yes, staying on the guns. And you hear this kind of like whirring noise as the ship erupts, and eventually you see, looking through a small kind of glass, not like a visor, but like a thin slit of like thick glass, you see the spaceport of Elysium get smaller and smaller, and then it becomes part of a beautiful blue-green planet, as you begin to see this weird, nebulous purple and green field begin to encompass you. It is a field that Quill and Ayla, you are familiar with, as it is the astral space that you have seen before, and the ship begins to drift through it all. You can now see my very badly drawn picture that I traced of a very cool starship design. I am not an artist. I will
post it onto the Patreon if anyone is interested.
This is the best I could do. But you see what the kind of look of it is, this kind of like triangle split into two halves with this longer section in the middle out the back. And you guys are currently, you think for now, you have escaped.
Okay, that was too close, way too close. But are we out? Elysium, is that gone now?
Well, you hear the voice kind of coming, kind of almost not telepathically, but almost like it's being projected magically throughout this kind of section of the ship. You hear a voice like, well, they're going to send pursuit ships, but I reckon I can lose them. It's fine. I need at least some of you up here. You need to kind of give me some vague ideas of what you want to, how you want to proceed. There's a couple of choices you guys need to make on how we get out of here. So let me know when you're ready, but for the time being, it's going to take them time to launch their ships, and to be honest, the Twin Star can outrun most stuff they've got, so we should be okay. We should be fine. We'll be fine. We're fine. We're fine.
We're fine. We're fine.
Well,
yeah. Make yourself comfy. There should be some rations and packs and stuff back there. If you need any help, Kiri or Bim, well, actually, Kiri, don't ask for Kiri. She'll get too embarrassed. Bim can help. Bim, go and help them. Yes, Thalia. And you see the little red imp kind of make his way back. He adjusts his big glasses. Hello.
Hi.
Food's in there. Water's in there. Hi. I'm Bim.
Hi, Bim.
Hi, Bim.
I'm an imp.
Quill.
That's a problem.
I'm Quill.
Too bad.
It's different.
Yeah.
You remind me a lot of someone we used to know.
Really? You knew many imps?
Kind of.
Huh. Cool. Yep. So, going to Aerois? Huh? That's cool.
Do you know it?
Does anyone else want to interject it?
Nova's just like Nova's just stood at wherever there's like if there's a window or something, she's just staring at space.
Like
she's just
glass
like
step.
Yeah,
and
she's just like
it's not
face pressed against it.
It's not space as Kim knows space. It's misty. It's murky. You know, it's like there's thick fog, and it's this thick greeny purple fog that you can see specks of light and stars and planets and things like that. But it's almost like being at sea. It's like being in a three-dimensional ocean almost.
Yeah.
That kind of shifts. And you just watch all of it around you.
Bim looks at Quill and he's just like, yeah, I kind of know it. Yeah, it's obviously it's a legend mostly, but I've been studying maps and I think I know where it is.
Oh, good, perfect. I mean, we bought a map as well, but I mean, Valkyria.
It's not going to be on those maps. Yeah, it's not going to be on those maps. No. These are ancient maps. These are from the first infernal settlers. They invaded your planet once. You know, that's how I think I know where it is.
Oh, perfect. Bim, I have to ask. Out there,
Yes.
the suffocating nothingness of the astral sea. What's going to stop it from being in here?
That'll be the reinforced armor plating, the arcane shields. Apart from that, nothing. If it gets in here, we're all dead. Yeah, we'll freeze to death. Our eyes will pop. You'll suffocate. It's really horrible. Yeah, it's grim. Really gruesome. Yeah.
No, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad, actually. So I'm going to go sit in this corner over here, just real quick. You go to meet everyone else.
When you turn around, when Quill turns around, there is this giant white fluffy face, this big white fluffy cat face, just looking at you, and it's like right behind you, and it's enormous. It's like the size of a horse, and it's just like.
Hey, you know what, Ben? Maybe I'll take the astral sea. I'll take the astral sea. Actually, I'm just going to leave.
Don't worry about Big Cat. He's fine. He's not gonna eat you.
Okay. Because where I'm from, I'm Big Bird, right? This is a really big cat.
Yeah, it's Big Cat. Yeah, it's Big Cat. How'd you know his name?
Can Big Cat understand us?
Oh yeah. Big Cat's pretty smart. Yeah, he can't talk back, but he can understand everything we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, he's smart.
Hi, Big Cat.
Even better, do you know, it's really interesting, actually. He's a racer cat. The reason that Thalia keeps him around, and I hate him. I fucking hate his guts. He picks on me all the time. But he's pretty useful. You know that their coat, there's something about their essence that reflects some magic. That's pretty cool, isn't it, right? It's like magic just bounces off of them. How cool is that? I hate it because I can't do anything against him. He like licks me, he picks me up, he beats me up. I hate him. But he's really interesting.
Fur coat.
Right.
No, once you skin them, the effect goes away. It's their living essence.
Lucius would never say that.
I'm just saying that anyway. If you were thinking of skinning him, don't bother. I tried.
I mean, how does Big Cat respond to skinning him?
Big Cat just kind of like looks. If a cat could laugh, it laughs at Bim. It just like, it kind of like looks at him funny and purrs. It slowly pads his way and then just swats him, and Bim goes flying across the room. And he's just like, ah! And then Big Cat
how big
pads
is
back
the interior
to the corner
of this ship?
It's pretty spacious. It's like a large inn room. It's, you know, about sort of like 10 feet tall, quite spacious. There's like a little table. You've seen the inside of the Millennium fucking Falcon. It looks a bit like that, all right?
Right,
it's got like a little table and a curved chair. It's not massive, but it's roomy. You know, there's different like corridors and stuff that you can go down as well.
Okay. Bim.
Is he good with a crossbow?
Well, the imp, no.
No, the big
He's
cat.
a nerd. Oh, the big cat, no.
Is he the
If
co-pilot?
it could talk, what sort of noise would it make?
No,
Yes. We're there.
But no,
Bim.
he like purrs and makes like a little ow, and then he goes back to sleep. Big Cat just curls up in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know where we are. You know where Aerois might be.
Yeah.
How long will it actually take us?
That's a great question. That's going to depend on a couple of things. We should probably go and speak to Thalia about which slip plane you want to use. It's going to roughly take 12 astral days, I think.
How long is an astral day to, say, a day?
Well, that's an interesting question. Quill, was it? You see? It's kind of difficult to understand. You got to think, time in the astral sea is different, right? And it's different on each planet as well, because normally it's dependent on how you circle a sun, but, like, Aerois doesn't have a sun, which is crazy. I don't even know how you're all alive without a sun, but it doesn't have one. And then in the astral space, there's no sun either, and the magic works differently here. So an astral day, well, it varies. On some planets, it can be 2 days. On some planets, it can be a few hours. I don't know.
Okay.
A sun.
When we went to we've been in an remember Quill when we were somehow in astral space. It hardly any time had passed on Aerois in comparison to us being gone for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. Sometimes it's not.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Just these giant.
maybe we know what's going on. Maybe we know shit all. Is basically the gist of it.
Honestly, you seem pretty
a
smart
day.
because that is how a lot of astral space stuff works. Who knows? No one knows. It's weird.
Astral
Nova,
space
he said I was
is-
smart.
Nova's just still staring. She's just like,
Right. I need somebody to come and talk to Thalia. You need to make a decision.
Okay. I guess everyone, right?
Sure.
I don't care. And he like begins making his way to the front of the ship, kind of the section which sits in between the two blades at the front. And you can see that there is a 4-person cockpit. 2 which just appear to be passenger chairs, and then 2 at the very front. Thalia is sat in one chair, which has been laden with things like furs and silks, and it's got like little ribbons and bells hanging from it. The front console in front of her, which is made up of all different gemstones and like weird levers and things like that, has dozens of little trinkets on it. She's got like a little beautiful hand mirror, like a little makeup mirror. She has a small figure of Shansara stuck on the console at the front. She has like little paintings and little rocks and gemstones all scattered around it, and she's just kind of leaning back, really relaxed. She's got one hand on what appears to be like a sphere, like an orb set into the chair, and then with the other one she's drinking. She's just drinking from a flask. She's like, Oh, good, you're here.
Yep.
I need you to make a decision on something. It's your choice, really. I can advise you on which I think is the best option, but generally, as you have commissioned me, I leave it up to you to decide. You probably don't know how traveling between planes works, right? I'm guessing you guys from Aerois, you don't really understand any of that stuff. You can see her hand kind of tracks over the orb. And when she moves like her thumb on the orb, you see outside. You don't feel it, but you see outside like the position of the ship kind of change and shift as she drifts slightly. Right. Well, you've got 2 ways, okay? If we were to try and reach Aerois just purely by the astral sea, it would take us years, months, perhaps decades, hundreds of years. Who knows? So instead, ships like this, we travel through something called a slip plane. There's two that exist. We call one the staircase. It's called the infinite staircase. And the other one's called the Styx. How to explain them? The staircase works by punching a hole in one plane and then traveling vertically in either direction to the other side of the multiverse, ejecting yourselves out. Like if you have a piece of paper and you fold it in half and you shove a pencil through it, it kind of works like that.
Like an 80s movie teacher.
The other option is
wormholes.
Yeah, wormholes. It's the same
literally
thing.
Interstellar.
Yeah, that's what we call the infinite staircase. But the other option is the Styx. Now, the Styx is sort of it's like a layer between the astral sea. You can travel super fast on it, but it is more dangerous. Now, the other problem is the staircase is mainly controlled by Valkyrian forces. The Empire has ships that it stations in the staircase, and they'll be on the lookout for anybody that's not supposed to be using it. The Styx, well, maybe there's some Imperial forces there. There could also be other things in the Styx. Tends to have a lot of astral creatures, things like illithids and infernal raiders, that sort of stuff. It's dangerous, but it's not Valkyrian Empire dangerous. So, it's kind of up to you guys.
What's an illithid?
An illithid, jeez. Let's hope that we don't have to tangle with those creepy assholes. They're kind of like squid men. They got like squid faces. They eat brains. They enslave races.
They've managed to avoid the Empire because they hide in the spaces between the Astral Sea. It's really hard to find their home bases and their ships. They've got these things called nautiloids. They're like giant flying mollusks. They're pretty horrible. Let's hope we don't run into one of them.
Sounds amazing.
They sound horrible. Let's not.
Yeah, they're pretty horrible.
Are they worse than Starbane?
Well, here's the thing. A nautiloid...
Yeah.
We might be able to outrun a nautiloid, and if push comes to shove, if we got into a fight, maybe we can hold our own. If we come across a Valkyrian warship, it's bad news. They got tech on there that can just completely outmaneuver the Twin Star. She's a fast ship, she's a good ship, but she's not a warship. She's my ship.
Okay. Is there some fresh air we can get, like on the top deck or something?
Nope, not on this kind of ship. Sadly, this isn't a spell jammer, so I don't have those kind of fields where you can just wander around. I'm afraid you're kind of stuck in here with me.
Right.
But the air's clean. We've got a
overwhelming, you know.
Oh yeah, it will be. You guys, this is what, your first space flight, your first astral flight.
So we're enclosed in this ship, and if we go out there, we die.
Pretty boy, if you're gonna freak out on me, I need you to not do it near me. I just need you to go in the back and, like, I don't know, pass out or something, okay? Like, if you need booze, I got booze. That's kind of the best I can offer you.
It's okay, Lucius. Remember, Bim said that there's reinforced steel and then nothing else.
Oh, well, technically we've got the arcane shields as well. You just watch as Lucius faints. Oh, can somebody get him out, please? I don't need fainting elves in my cockpit. Unless they're fainting for me, in which case that's fine. But, yeah,
we're fainting Aarakocra.
Are you fainting as well, Quill?
Oh, no. I guess I'm holding better than Lucius.
Well, you kind of, like, try to hold him, but you're like, oh, fuck. And you kind of, like, slump down.
Okay, so what's stopping us from just staircase, punch, jump, launch...
You still need to travel. Yeah, you still need to travel through the staircase. The staircase opens up into a demi-plane, and then you travel up or down it, depending on where you want to go. And there's ships that can be in there just like we can, and they sit there and they patrol it. Honestly, it doesn't. The distance isn't going to change. It's still going to take us just as long whether we go via the sticks or whether we go through the stair. The difference is what kind of trouble do you want to avoid the most? Do you want to avoid the Empire, and judging by our escape from Ishtar, that might be a good idea? Or do you want to risk the sticks, which is a little bit more unpredictable? The other problem with the sticks is if there is any sort of rupture, it can have a funny effect on people.
Is there any, I guess, ruins of Valkyrian spaceships or abandoned space stations or anything?
Yeah, there will be. Yeah, for sure. There's, Valkyrian tends to recover most of his ships if they get destroyed, but often not quick enough before scavengers can get hold of them. There's normally a bunch of those derelicts from the old wars, or sometimes smugglers will ambush a lone frigate or a transport and try and ransack it. Generally doesn't tend to be too much left after, but if there's something you're looking for in particular, maybe.
I mean, I think.
Oh, I guess.
We could tell. Yeah, we're looking for, stuff, right? Friends.
Well, I mean, that's not what you paid me for, but I'm not adverse to it. If there's some loot for me to be getting, I'm not adverse to the idea of a little joint venture, if that's what you're implying.
I mean, we can split what we find. It's just as long as we get what we need from it. I mean, I guess we can tell her about, like, the requirements, right?
Can you?
I mean, I can't because I don't write notes for shit. Nova can.
It's a little suspect, our stuff. So we got like insignias for the Tassadar ship,
schematics,
and outfits.
Yep.
Right.
And schematics.
Well, I will let you guys decide what you want to do over the next week, because that's where we're going to end today's episode, so we can read some donos and stuff like that.
Space.
We still got to play ads. We got to play ads. We got to do donuts. You got it. You're in space. You're in a starship.
Being like, I am having the best day ever!
Yes.
Yes.
That definitely does not spell doom for the next episode. Sure. Sure thing. There we go. Bam.
Cool. Very, very cool episode. Love that one.
Living my best life.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get too cocky. You've only just gotten into space. Who knows what could happen now?
Yeah, but no one loves this stuff.
Only
Up
mind
until this
flayers,
point,
right?
best day ever.
Mind flayers. There's a whole lot of other stuff that can happen.
Naughty boys, or did you say nautiloids?
Nautiloids. Naughty boys.
Naughty boys.
Oh, it's a bunch of naughty boys. Cool.
Naughty boys.
All right, I will get to the donations.
Get to work.
Get to work. That Norwegian guy with $30 dues. My God, I got chills 2 times already. 1.5 hours in. I love this lore and characters and players. Thank you very much. Discretizer with a $250. Thank you for continuing to provide a wonderful campaign and a bit of normalcy during these strange times. Glad you're enjoying it. Garrett,
Thank you.
Poor Quill. The wings of Ishtar only specialize in hands. Maybe the real wing was the friends we made along the way. I agree. Mr. Falkar with a $250. I just imagine Aerois talking to Anvil and saying that the party just disappeared, and he looks at her and smiles and says, first time. Jessica Slow 614 with a $500. Thank you very much. Finally caught up and watching my first Aerois live. Absolutely love it. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. Ghost of Sprinkles.
Nice.
Love the lore dump. Been trying to do college work, but I just can't focus because lore. Stay safe, stay sane, and wash your damn hands, you nasties. Varus with a donation and message. Thank you very much. Mudkip. Back with another message because I don't remember when we killed a Mudkip, Rhiannon, but apparently we did. Tom, why did you do it? It's been cold in the box, oh so very cold. The wind whines and the sky is black. Ever since Mudkip, was murdered. Mudkip remembers Tom. Anxiety statement. Anxiety statement. Hey guys, I just started watching Aerois when I first started playing D&D to help me learn, and the story kept me hooked. This is my second time being able to watch live. Love you guys. Welcome. Cranky Hero 72 with a donation and a message. Thank you very much. Ghosty Pants just got married, spending our first day together watching D&D. Love you all. Well,
congratulations.
Happy honeymoon.
My first day married was playing D&D as well, because we got married and then
you did it straight away the next day. Yep.
Best way to live it.
High rollers never stops.
Ravager 4, hey High Rollers, can't watch live on Sundays anymore since I'm now playing in a game at the same time. That's totally fine. Ooh. Not going to stop me from donating though. But you can bet I'll still be there Thursday for Strahd, and I wouldn't miss Chaos Twins for the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kenku Noises with a $250. Breb. Don't remember when we said that.
Okay.
Near ACHD, Nearac. Big cat. I'm a kitty cat, and I meow meow meow, and I meow meow meow. Big cat. I'm a kitty cat. D Miller with a $250. What an amazing episode after a short break. I loved Blurrois, Trot. Thank you for always giving us the most epic sponsor themes. Stay well all and keep rolling high. Thank you very much. Lobin of Roxley. Small extra dono to give Tom another chance to pronounce the Spoonerism. Oh my god. Small extra dono to give Tom another chance to pronounce the Spoonerism of Robin of Loxley. And they've named themselves Lobin of Roxley just to confuse me. Thank you very much.
Ow.
Hey, it's Nightjar! I swear to God, every time I didn't even read this right. I swear to God, there may or may not be. If anything happens to Big Cat, I will burn the chat the fuck down. I don't know where I was from for that one.
I feel like Nightjar just says that about everything, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, any big animal, she'll burn the chat down.
Or cute thing.
Yeah.
Remember Scorb?
I got a little message from Nitro as well over in the staff room. Says that we got some gift subs on High Rollers from Near Atchid, Cooper Orc, S Mitchell 86, Frank the NPC, and D Miller 1841. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very, very much.
Up.
And that is thank you for all the donations as well. Trot, do you have anything to go through? Or?
I got a couple, yes. So we have Ace of Thorns. Kind of thinking Nova with a hand back is like Stimpy from the Happy Happy Joy Joy episode, or a kitten with the zoomies. Hugs and thanks for another great stream. Stay safe, you lovely peeps. That's that one. And Metamani just did a quarter hundo with no message, but thank you.
Wow.
Hey.
Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
TYVM.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget, check out our 2 lovely sponsors, D&D Beyond and World Anvil as well. If you want to talk about stuff that happened in the episode, don't forget, you can check out the Reddit. You can check out the Discourse. Fucking Jesus, Trot.
Keep talking, otherwise we're going to get demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can check out the Discord, you can check out the subreddit, you can check out loads of people on Twitter talking about stuff. If you want to talk about the stuff that happened in the episode, check that out. If you want to grab the Guardian race, check out my Patreon, check out the High Rollers Patreon. Tom generally puts up stuff from the episodes.
Yeah,
like
I'm going to put up the ship.
Stuff like that.
Well.
My shitty ship. You can put that in. Check out the merch Katie's displaying now. Me and Kim are wearing the Nova shirt. These aren't around forever. Get them while you can. Get them while you can. Limited time. Don't forget about Strahd on Thursday. We'll be back for that. So you can check it out 2 hours each week on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. We play Curse of Strahd, heavily modified. That's getting pretty good now. I think that's kind of like really starting to get rolling now. Some big stuff's happening off. So go and check that out. There you go. I think that's pretty much it.
Next week when we're in space.
Yeah, I've got some plans. I got some fun plans for space. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. We love you. Stay safe.
Wash your hands and wash your butts.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.